it started changing something inside. What happens is Kundalini, when Kundalini process, if it really happens, it works on the neuroplasticity. The brain has the ability to reconfigure itself, neuroplasticity. I didn't know all these things. So within that half an hour of energy rush, something had changed inside. Okay. It's not temporary. See, many of the sadhana they do, raise the Kundalini, comes back. It's like, this is natural. It's coming natural because of prayer to Shiva and grace to surrender to Shiva. Something has changed inside. The change was tremendous. I was feeling so much of rush of energy in the spinal cord, in the brain cavity here. I didn't know what it is. I started with the noise reduction technology. I started praying, I'm Shiva. Then Shakti somehow came back to Shiva. Energy, right? Shakti will have to come back to Shiva. Suddenly, energy started going rushing to nervous system. It was very, very pleasant experience. It's a fundamental, fantastic experience. Then I opened my eyes. Something had fundamentally changed in my nervous system. It's not a one-time change. I was able to see everything as a connected world. Everything is connected in the universe. With this eyes, I can see separation. But deep inside, it tells me everything is connected. Everything is energetically connected. Shakti. And that was a tremendous, what I'm saying, opening. I started crying. The tears started coming because everything is connected. It's one whole. Okay, this is not actually half an hour back. I was blind. Next half an hour, my eyes I had opened my eyes. It's called grace, nothing else. I have no way of knowing what it is. So in that half an hour, a surgery on the eyes had performed, the surgery on the inner vision by grace. So that I can say it's simply grace, nothing else. It's none of my effort because I didn't put any effort. I was only observing. Sakshi. I had put my effort in the yoga sadhana. 12 years of yoga sadhana, but with not for any purpose. Just I liked yoga. That's all. So now this changed inner changes. I started looking at the world in a very different way. For me, everything in the world is connected. Everything is interrelated. So this law of karma and all became so obvious to me intuitively. If I do something to somebody, it will come back to me. Like that. Many of these spiritual teachings become so obvious without reading anything. But I was really worried. Something is happening to my nervous system. Okay, it is not a temporary change. And I was also very different from other people are viewing the world. Right? Everybody is viewing the world as separate. I'm viewing the world as one integrated whole. It is joyful, but I thought maybe something wrong in this also. It may be one more mental disease. So then what happened? I went to doctor first, one neurologist. Check something is happening to my brain or not. That time, fortunately, they didn't have that big, sophisticated equipments, MRI surgery. So he did some checks and this hand, that hand movement and all. He said everything is all right. Okay, you're okay. Went. I came. Medically, I seems to be okay. But psychologically, my whole thing system has changed. Something inside. I'm feeling everything is connected, while everybody feels everything is disconnected, separate. I'm no longer individual actually. So then I thought, okay, this may be a spiritual experience. Who is the best person? There's one big Swamiji in Bangalore. He's well known for his discourses. I took an appointment with him. I tried explaining my experience, and this is my experience. Is this a spiritual experience or psychological experience? What is this? Looking at his experience, I understood he didn't understand. He didn't tell up what. He has a good experience in talking in scripture, but he has no understanding of inner experience. Then, okay, this is a useless case. I can't help. This guy can't help me. Then I thought, okay, I came home. Nobody is able to help me, and nobody will understand also. So I am on my own. Then I started looking at spiritual books. I took some spiritual books and see if there's any reference here. Because in office I have to do some reference book, any noise I have to go to reference some books. In home I started referring spiritual books. That's where I got some amount of spiritual knowledge. But everything I was able to, first shot I was able to correlate every single bit of wisdom which is there in that. In fact, I know somebody has written a book with a scholarship or wisdom. I just started discarding somebody's written scholarship. Somebody has some wisdom in that, I used to like that author. So that way, some effort of this thing got built up. In other words, I was fortunate, blessing. Without seeking something, I got. Without knowing what it is, I got it. After that only understanding what is this whole thing. Okay, then what happened? Some students start coming because of whatever reason. They didn't, nobody came for spiritual reason. Many people came from personal reasons, marital reason, office reason. But whatever, all those people are feeling some peaceful when I saw. So then I said, okay, one by one was coming. Then I said, come in a group, I'll teach you. Because one by one is not, I'm not able to handle. Because Monday to Friday, I'm actually that time Saturday also working. So Monday to Friday, I'm working. So I come on Saturday. Then I called in a group. For group, I have to teach something. Okay. So then I said, okay, I'll take some reference and teach something. That's where this whole thing started. In this Kundalini experience, some visions started coming. The visions, the light, okay, some extrasensory perceptions, all those things came. Many of them I knew intuitively, these are all worthless. I don't want this. They disappeared. That's what so-called siddhis, minor siddhis, major siddhis. I just said, I don't want. Nobody told me. I thought it's worthless. I didn't know what is final. But I knew these are useless. That's how my journey happened. So it continued like that. What happened is that in this process, what happened here, in the awakening process, the Kundalini awakening, lot of your dormant mental powers get awakened. Many people go through some suffering in life. Their vasanas and samskara get come out in terms of disease and all. For me, nothing like that happened. For me, straight away, some of the higher consciousness powers got awakened. Highest consciousness power getting awareness, seeing divinity everywhere. That's the highest. Straight away it got awakened. So then some minor siddhis, minor powers. Of course, minor powers is like ability to read the mind or ability to see the future. Those things got it. And seeing some divine light. So I said, I don't want any of this. Not interested. Mind you, I didn't know what I wanted. I have never understood what I want. I only what? Okay, what is this use of this? I didn't get stuck with any of them. Then the mind was so subtle and sharp. Okay, the mind had become very subtle. So then anything you see, anything you think of it, it manifests somewhere. It's called synchronicity or grace. So that time I was working in the Xilinx FPGA. FPGA, some work was there. C. sent me to Pune. Before that, what happened was Sant Naneshwari was there. Marathi, Naneshwar's Marathi book. Marathi I didn't know, but English translation had come first time. Okay. Okay. The first time I came, I read the book and I can't read one page. Every time I read, I'll start crying because I know it's the real truth. Whereas some scholars read, I don't cry. These tears started coming. I was feeling so joyful. I kept the book. I'm not able to read. I want to go to a place where Sant Naneshwar is there. At that time, the internet was not there. Where Sant Naneshwar was there, nobody knows. That sankalpa, no, it starts manifesting in you quickly. Okay, it's like subtle thing, thought it will become big. So then 1 week later, my office sent me go to Pune for Xilinx training. 1 week, I came to Pune. So 4 days training is over. 5th day, somebody said Sant Naneshwar's birthplace is Samadhi place is here, Alandi. Oh, Alandi. Oh, that's why I got this Xilinx training. Xilinx, I have no least interest in Xilinx package. I was not at all interested. I have to listen. Okay, fine. Office work. 5th day, I said, I'm not well. I took off. That time, city bus you have to catch and go there, Alandi. Went there, I was shocked. Some lakhs of people have gathered. It's a huge crowd. You can't even see the temple. The temple was not very big. From 1 kilometer distance, you can see Gopuram. Oh my God, I have come to this place. I'm not able to get darshan. What to do? I was wondering. And suddenly 3 women came from the crowd. 3 women. They came to me and they asked me Hindi. आपको मंदिर जाना है? हाँ. आज मंदिर बंद है. रात 10 बजे तक. That time it was around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 10 o'clock till 10 o'clock, mandir is closed. You cannot go. Oh God, I was so heartbroken. Because 9 o'clock is my return train. Mahalakshmi Express, Bangalore. Then they said, आपको मंदिर जाना है? हम Bombay से आए हैं. Special permission. We have come from Bombay. We have special permission. You want to come with us? हाँ. I said yes. Then they made a way. In the crowd, women can make a way. Men cannot go like that. Women say, Rasta chodo, Rasta chodo. They made a way. About half a kilometer way they made. They took me. Then near the mandir, by the time we go, mandir is locked. One boy came and gave the key to them. These people opened the door. and took me inside the Garbhagriha, inside the temple. So the Garbhagriha, Shivalinga is there. There's a serpent like this. It's one lamp of light burning. It's total dark. There's no light there, electric light there. देखिए आपका ज्ञानेश्वर ने यही समाधि लिया था. ज्ञानेश्वर had taken samadhi here. So I did a namaskar. I get up, no woman, no three women. I was in the Garbhagriha, standing alone, wondering what's happening here. I was completely, my mind was blown. Okay, what the hell has happened? First of all, I didn't even wonder why three women are coming from the crowd and asking me to come. Okay, that to taking me inside Garbhagriha. Garbhagriha, nobody is allowed normally. So inside me.
Crowd came from what?
I'll tell you, right? So I was totally shell shocked. The whole thing was, my mind was blown. Okay, then something came to sense to me. Oh, Sant Gnaneshwar had three brothers, Nirvatira, Sopana, Muktabai. They must have come here. What kind of stupid fellow I am? Instead of talking to them, I was coming in temple. I should have asked blessings from them. They look like ordinary Maharashtrian women. Right? So then I got so shocked. I came near a tree. Outside I came. There was a tree, Ashwatha tree. I started crying there. Okay. Crying like a baby, like a child cries. No, I didn't care about people. I was just feeling so bad that I could not talk to these people. Then after some time, somebody came and put water on my face. Okay. Any stomach ache, पेट में दर्द हो रहा है. Okay. पानी पियो. Then somebody came and told, देखिए, आज बहुत पवित्र दिन है. Today's very special day. संत ज्ञानेश्वर ने आज ही का दिन समाधि लिया था. It was the day he took samadhi itself. And this day is special because it's coming in Adhika Masa. So doubly special. That's why lakhs of people have gathered. आप आज वेट करिए, रात 3 बजे आपको दर्शन मिलेगा. So my darshan is over. Sopana Mukta Nitya Nirvana I met. Everything is over. Then what to tell? I was like oh my. Then the next problem started. I have to go back to the train. Train is at 9 o'clock. Okay, I have to vacate the room, and already it was getting 6:30. So I have to catch a proper bus. So I got a bus, went to the hotel, checked out, and station. Mahalakshmi Express was just walked into Mahalakshmi. So 5 minutes, it left the train. Everything was arranged like a package tour, going there and coming back. So this will happen. When happens in what I say is Kundalini get awakened, some powers get awakened. Many such things happen. Not one of them. This is one of the example.
No, I wanted to know about that. Yoga, 12 years. The 12 is also very special. So,
okay. So,
because I did that sankalpa many times.
Okay.
But failed miserably.
Okay. I didn't do any sankalpa. So, 12 years.
Vivekananda mentions this.
12 years yoga must be something special. I'll tell you what is special about 12 years. Okay. Since childhood, see, in childhood, we grew up in some village type environment. There was nothing much about, there was religious activity, bhajans, prayers, some, what you call, harikatha, all those things. But nothing about yoga and nothing is nobody else. I saw one book on yoga. It is published by Gadag Publication. In Karnataka, there's a publication Gadag. They publish low-cost books. So yoga posture I used to see in the book, and I used to put that yoga posture as a kid. I didn't know. I liked it. Then I met a yoga guru. His name is Shanai. He's a Kokani. He started teaching me yoga. He was a very strict guy. Get up at 4:30 in the morning, have a cold water bath. So from 5:30 to 6:30, yoga every day, 7 days a week, no holidays.
This from when?
This is from my 8th standard. Okay, right? So I did it because I liked it. I didn't do for any other purpose. Where every other kids like some cricket and football, I like this yoga. I don't know why. Attraction. And I was not a perfect master of the yoga posture, but I did master many asanas. And I also learned about dhyana, dharana, samadhi. I learned basics. Of course, he taught whatever is possible. His guru was Malladihari Swamiji. Malladihari Swamiji. Malladihari Swamiji is actually famous guru. He was the guru of Jaggi Vasudeva also. So Malladihari Swamiji was a special this thing. He had a disease in the childhood, and doctor said he can't. He is a paralytic type of disease. Doctor said he cannot be saved, but he did yoga and cured himself. Then he popularized yoga in that whole belt. Actually, today many of the yoga teachers who are coming from Karnataka owe their this thing to Malladihari Swamiji because he created yoga school. Many people got trained there.
Which place?
It's in Davangere, near Davangere. Okay. I stayed in Davangere at that time. So then Davangere proper. It went on, yoga went on. It is like a routine. Get up in the morning, have a cold water bath, do yoga. On Sundays, oil massage. You do oil massage. That's how we practice. Oil massage, yoga. Definitely, it gave me very good understanding about mind. It's working. But it didn't give transcendence of the mind. I knew what are nuisances of mind. Nuisances of mind I came to know well.
That time it started and
And I didn't get started because of any other reason. I just started did it because I liked it. That's all.
I also read the book at that time.
Okay.
But only thing is, didn't do it successfully, and then did more. No, yeah. And not only tried once, tried many times.
Many times.
Timer starts again.
Okay. So I did it thoroughly. I enjoyed it. Okay. And of course, I was not able to master full postures sometimes, very complex postures. But everything I did it, I like it. Yoga, pranayama, dhyana, everything I like it. There's no other reason. Just because I liked it, I did. No other purpose of enlightenment, liberation, nothing is there. So 12 years is important because a human being, the whole system changes inside. Like our nervous system, our eyes, ears, every whole cells change. In 12 years, complete rejuvenation of body happens. Okay, you are no longer a person who was there 12 years back. It's a completely new. So 12 years is actually completely rebirth if somebody does. That's why there's a saying in our Sanatana Dharma, if you have not met somebody for 12 years, then you have to perform a ritual before meeting him because he is not the same person. He's a completely altogether different person. So 12 years I did. And after that, because of office work and all, it went off. But I think something deep changes had happened in that 12 years. Basically, fine-tuning of the nervous system. Yoga fine-tunes the nervous system very well. So that's what my yoga is. Then one time, there was a announcement. One yogi is coming. His name is just Yogiraj. He is coming to Davangere. He is going to teach a special yoga called Kundalini Yoga. As usual, I am interested in yoga. Whatever yoga you put X, Y, Z name, I'll go. So I want to go there. He said you have to come at Brahmi Murta, which is at 4:30 in the morning. I'll give you initiation. Now, see, it's all a challenge, right? In a house, how to explain all these things to family members. But one condition is there. You have to come in Kaupina, loincloth. And loincloth. Oh my God, going in loincloth to that place at 4:30 in the morning. It's about 2-3 kilometers. But you have to.
Your father also had that.
See, his father's background is Rama Japa. He is more of a bhakti. Nothing more. Rama. But see, all those people don't understand his yogic practices, inner this thing, they don't understand. So then is that he prescribed also 5 meters of white cloth, 2 meters here, another 2 meters here. You have to tie it very specific way. Now, how to get a 5 meters of white loin cloth is a very big challenge for me. Where do I get it? The house I can't tell. Then we went to a shop. See, that time we were students, no? We had that 5 meters was costing 5 rupees that time. So 50 paisa per month I'll give. Pay in installment for that cloth. Right? I was afraid to tell my father, I'm buying a loin cloth. Okay. So then I went there. And then 4:30 in the morning, he taught me a practice. I practiced for some time, nothing happened because I didn't know what the hell is Kundalini. I thought some yoga practice, like another yoga. I dropped it. But that yoga, that what I practice, I thought I am teaching you people now. Some of that. Okay. So I didn't know what it is. They dropped it. My father came to know this. My house, they got angry. You're going to some monk with a loincloth. What is this? Then my father's advisors, there are some advisors, my father's friends. They came and told me, see, it's all dangerous. There's something called Kundalini, Brahmarandra. People go mad. Okay, you be very dangerous. You keep away from such people. Like that, they started advising me also. Some deep inside, what I'm doing right. So that's where my Kundalini practice started. But after that, the Kundalini got awakened when I'm doing, not because of this practice, or bigger, maybe the practice was some trigger. So suddenly it got awakened. That's my reason. And office work, that is Hatha Yoga and Kundalini Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga and Kundalini Yoga. In office work, I was doing always became Karma Yoga. I didn't have any expectation of salary, money. I didn't have expectation of people appreciate me. I was just the job I'm doing, and this job will be able to help a lot of country people. Many people. I was seeing the vision of many people getting putting the phone. Okay, it will help many people. So the work became Karma Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Kundalini Yoga, Karma Yoga. Suddenly, the energy awakened. This energy. And then it became Bhakti Yoga. Now, tremendous amount of devotion. Everything I feel connected. Here, the God's name, I start crying. Okay. Anything related to God, I used to cry. My hair used to, this thing, no, the goosebumps. Anything related to. That's why I started going to all these bhajan, satsangs, many programs.
That
Bhagavata, Prema Padragi.
Remember the big box of
Big box, what?
cassettes.
Oh, what happened was,
the last day.
what happened was, Prema Pandragi was the Bhagavad. She came to Malaysia, the Malaysian Shankaramat. First time I went there. Then she was that Krishna Rasalila. Then suddenly my t-shirt is moving. The t-shirt, I was wearing a t-shirt. T-shirt was moving like this, rotating. What happened? My hair, I have a lot of hair in my chest. Everything is starting like a needle. Everything is moving. I was crying. So much of joy. It's like, this is actually the bhakti evokes a lot of hormones and changes within your body, nervous system. This I call it Chitta Shuddhi. Purification is happening. See, if your hair has to stand on this thing, that means deep into unconscious, the whole thing is happening. From subconscious mind to subconscious, unconscious, it has gone. So then I used to, any program is there, I used to go and sit and listen. Similarly, I started listening some Vedanta talks, especially Arsha Vidyati Kendra, some Advaita. No, late in Malaysia. Okay.
Prema Panduranga, you told me.
Yeah. Prema Panduranga, Bhakti. So everything started, I started liking everything. Bhakti, Dana, everything. So Advaita Vedanta, I started listening to this guy, Bananja Govindacharya. Arsha Vidya Kendra, Advaita Vedanta. So Advaita, everything was going. For me, there's no difference. Anything related to God, I listen. That's all. Very joyful. But I don't like something. Somebody is wrongly making a comment. That I'll skip. Somebody is really talking about devotion, I used to go. That's why a little bit Vedanta exposure I got there. But that was more than sufficient for me to understand. So that's how it went on. It went on. But then I left C. Then I went to join Access Technologies. Then I had made a startup of my own. It was a disaster. Okay. A lot of losses, financial losses, a lot of problems happened. And tremendous problems. In fact, it was so much problems that no money, no job. Okay. Creditors. That was back in 2000, 2004, 2002.
When was your NLP, neuro linguistic programming thing that you mentioned?
That is just I learned that I didn't do anything. I had exposure, that's all, reading.
IP switch or something?
IP Switch. Huh? IP Switch was another company. So this was actually, this was a very difficult period. And to the extent that financially I'm in a bad shape. If I go out, some creditor will come and catch and hit me. But my mind was so serene and silent, nothing can disturb me. I mean, it was like a absolute stillness. Life-threatening situations. I was just smiling. Okay, God, you have given this. What next? Something will come. Immediately something will come. It's like I was seeing God in play, God's action in the play. To give an example, one time some 6 gundas had come from this place, Tamil Nadu, one place. Some company was owing some money to them. All people in company had run away, except me. And I didn't run away. I said, I'll go and sit, face the difficulty, whatever it comes. These people had come and they had come prepared to break my leg. For some 40,000, 50,000 rupees, but that also not there. So then that guy started abusing me, very negative words. So smoke and popped into my this thing, all was blind. I said, sit down. What do you want? I told him, situation. See, this is the company. I'm not done anything personally, anything. This company has gone to losses. I don't have any money. Company doesn't have money. I explained to them calmly. They calmed down. Then one guy took his card like this. He gave, see this card. Do you know this card? Read that. I read the card, some name. Do you recognize? No. He said, anybody hears this name on the card, they'll piss in their pants. Okay. What they say, what he said, that it seems the gundas in India, they have a region wise. Each region has a chief. They are organized, it seems. Well organized machinery. Okay. This guy is head of South India, it seems. His name somebody hears, they'll start pissing in their pants, it seems. And he told about a politician in Andhra Pradesh that time. I supplied 500 people is campaigning. Okay. Then he said, I am convinced that you are selling right. Here, calm down. All of them here, calm down. Now tell me, how much money you need for the company? I was looking like this. Bankers are not giving, nobody giving. This guy is trying to give the money. See, I know this politician. He is ready to invest whatever money. I have to, all that I will make a phone call. He will invest the money. Take it from me. And no politician refuse if I say something. I said, Baba, I don't need anything. I am able to face this. I don't need anything. I don't need anybody's money. He said, okay, then keep the card. If anybody comes and troubles you, just tell my name. If they don't listen, just call me. I'll take care of them. The guys who had come to break my leg, they have become my bodyguards. This is how life happened. I'm just giving one example. There are many situations happen where it's like a miracle, God's play. I was able to see moment to moment, not even half an hour later. It's like the whole universe was operating like one entity. So that's how it went on. Then many things happened in that period. I met Amritanami, Mata Amritanami. What happened was I was going in Malaysia, not Malaysia, Jayanagar. That time she was not very famous. That was later, earlier here. So Malaysia, that time city bus, no, I got out from city bus. Next bus I have to catch.
Oh, that Mahalakshmi layout, that Anjaneya temple.
That's later.
Okay.
This is much earlier.
Opposite this one.
Yeah, this is earlier. So I got on from the bus. Anyway, I was attracted to anything on bhajans and all. Not that I can sing anything. So I saw Amma's bhajans, just one small board, Amma's bhajans. So next bus is about 45 minutes later. So I thought, okay, let me walk in. So I spent about 15 minutes here. The moment I went, she was singing Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Suddenly, for me, everything turns to Krishna. There is no audience. Everywhere Krishna. The whole place is becoming Krishna. Like entire thing is just disappeared. Only Krishna is there. Then he was just chanting. Then she chanted, Jai Ma Ambe, Jai Ma Ambe. Suddenly, everywhere Kali, 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 dark Durga. Oh my God! It's like the whole scenery is changing, shifting like automatically. But I was crying. I was not able to see people also. I was not able to just hear the sound. That whole thing will scenery will shift. I lost my sense of time. I sat there. By the time I got up, it's about 11:45 in the night. 6:45 I went in and 11:45. So then somebody told me, she's Amma. She's from Kerala. Oh, that's all I know. Amma from Kerala. Took one photo, one book from her and one photo. I went to her. She said, Bhagavantan has said, chant the God's name. I was chanting mentally Om Namah Shivaya because that was my practice. Oh, she knows what I'm chanting also. So that was all interaction. The whole thing was like full of charged with devotion. I was able to see that whatever God's name she sings, it is just that whole place was filled with the divinity. Then later, a couple of years later, we had to go to Kerala. Kerala, my brother was getting married to a girl in Kerala, my younger brother. So we made an ambassador car, myself, my wife, my 2 children, my father and mother. We went in. Then suddenly I remembered this lady, Amma, so-called Amma, stays in Kerala. Where I don't know, because that time no internet, nothing was there. So then I was carrying the book, showing to people. Amma, Amma. They'll laugh, what Amma? The photo. No? Some place said, this go inside here. So we went there. It was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Got down from this thing. There actually, that time no bridge was there. We had to go in a boat. Backwater. We crossed backwater. That went to that side. My father was boiling with anger. We are to come here to see a girl. And you are taking me as some old woman whom you don't know. Who is that? I don't know. You go and take a woman. My father said, we have come to see girls are waiting there. Anyway, let us see. I was saying this woman, who is that woman? I don't know. Oh, what's that, this thing? I don't know. But when I went there, my wife and my children went to the women's side. Some person came. You have come from Bangalore? Yes, Amma wants to see you. They were from men's side. So the darshan was not very big queue. But Amma asked, what do you want? She's asking me, what do you want? I didn't want anything. Right? I didn't come for anything also. I just came, I liked it. Then she says, okay, fine. I said, I want Jnana Bhakti Vairagya. Some words came through my mouth. Then she started laughing like this. She started, had heart for laughed like this. Okay, then she said in English, take it. She doesn't speak English also. Take it. So that was a blessing actually. without seeking anything, I got a blessing also. Life had changed. Right.
What does that word mean?
Which one?
What you asked her spontaneously? What does it mean?
Jnana Bhakti Vairagya. Jnana is wisdom. Bhakti is devotion. Vairagya is detachment. Right? So what I'm trying to tell is, in any place I didn't go with some expectation also. I didn't know what to ask also. It whole life got changed completely. Right? That's why I was associated. Amrita Ashram, I used to go many times. They used to call me for satsangs. I used to give talks and all in Amrita Ashram. That was in Amrita Ashram. Like that, many things, small things happen. I'm just telling you because what happens during bhakti. In bhakti, mind is not gone. Mind is there. It has become so subtle. It's able to recognize totality. The God dances to the tune of bhakta in a practical sense. The universe dances to tune of that's called God is called Bhakta Paradina. And devotion, God actually universe is waiting for you to fulfill something. That's why many places we say Bhagavan is Bhakta Paradina. He is actually in the control of Bhakta. All these things I didn't know. It's all just happening. Right? So another thing happened was yes, Sampath.
No, I remember some other thing. But mind we mentioned in that Masarya place we talked about
Manonasham.
Lion.
Oh, I was talking.
Total Manonasham, then we had
Oh, I had talked Manonasham that time also.
Yeah. I don't know. We discussed. And he said, no, Manonasham, no, because for me it was only like Shravanam. I mean, I had not direct experience. It's only what Baba told me. Like, you know, like you have to destroy your mind.
Okay. So in actually, in our earlier company, another company we were together. That time we used to go for a walk. That time I think Manolaya, Manonasham discussed happened.
There's a fire station just opposite.
Yeah. So our office used to be Satsang office. So then what about us? Mind has become very subtle. See, Kundalini means at certain level of Kundalini, mind becomes very subtle. Manolaya happens. Then mind is one tune with the universal mind. It's like cosmic mind. So then your will become a cosmic will. So something will manifest. Not that I had some desires. I didn't have any desires at all. I didn't have any expectations. Nothing was there. I was thinking everything God will take care. It's my like carefree attitude. Like my pap will, my father will take care like that. Right? I no worries, no nothing. Everything will be taken care. Who takes care? I don't know, but God will take care. Like that. Okay, and it used to happen. So one time before that, after this thing, I had gone to another company after 3-4 years. So what happened was every year ISKCON will get a pass for Janmashtami because I'm ISKCON member. So we have to go to temple. I'm telling all these things because what happens in Bhakti and what happens in Jnana is very different. People confuse the Bhakti experience with Jnana or yogic experiences. Yogic experiences are siddhis. Okay, like mind reading, able to see future and all. That also I'll tell you one this thing siddhi. So I'm telling spiritual experience what can be, giving range of these things, right? Not that I have done some great. There is no role for me. It has just happened through both this body mind complex. So went to Krishna temple and I told my wife, bring the pass from home, bring my father and mother, along with children, come. At 5:30, we'll go have darshan, Janmashtami. My wife came. There was a drizzling at 6 o'clock. I came from office to the Burma. She said, oh, sorry, I forgot my pass. I was more looking at my father. My father was already he was down. See, he was a paralytic. Very rarely we take him out. Now, Krishna is his, Janmashtami, seeing Krishna is his innermost desire. Looking at the queue, he can't stand there. It's a 1 kilometer long queue. So he got, oh, I can't have darshan today. I felt bad for him. I just closed my eyes. Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. I'll take care of Yoga and Kshemam. One sloka. I didn't even complete the sloka. Somebody's tapping my back. Okay. Looked around. There's one guy standing, typical ISKCON guy, but dark. Okay, not dark. Okay. And with Nama and no shirt. Okay. It's a shawl. He says, do you want to go up? Yes. See, I have a pass for 6 members. My family members are not to come. Do you want to join us? Exactly what you wanted. So in 15 minutes, he was giving running commentary. See, Balram was dressed, Nitai Gauranga was dressed, Sri Krishna, how beautiful it is. Come to Prabhupada, let's do namaskar to Prabhupada. We did namaskar. And we went outside. Take this card, okay, and get prasadam there. The prasadam counter is there. Took the card and turned. Then I wanted to thank him. Nobody there. This is how all things happen. Not one, many. This happens in deep devotion when you are connected to the cosmic mind. Okay. There's a separation at the same time oneness. This I typically call as Vishishta Advaita. We are one at the same time separate. Then another thing, this Vittal Kamath was there. Vittal Kamath. Vittal Kamath came to my house one day. The Kamath. He came from this place. Right. He came from Gujarat. Some discussion was there, some mental powers. He said, what mental power? All nonsense. There's no such thing called mental power. All it's practical. Life is practical. He was a practical engineer, right? He wants to do everything practical. I said, it's possible. What is possible? Yeah, you can see the future. You can see that time some siddhis were very normal for me. You can see something happening outside. Then he challenged me. Tell me what I saw 4 days back before I came from here. Okay. Tell me now. I didn't think that he'll challenge me like that. I closed my eyes. Then I saw a person bleeding. An arrow has gone through the chest. The person is bleeding profusely. I'm seeing a person bleeding. Arrow shot through the chest. I don't know what it means because I can only see. I don't know what it means. Then he said, he was shocked. 4 days back, I was in my brother's place. His brother is a hospital, doctor in the hospital. The hospital is in the tribal area, it seems. So in the tribal area, 2 groups are fighting. One group has shot an arrow at one person. The person whose chest is penetrated with the arrow, he is brought there, bleeding, exactly like I was describing. So this is what happened. So, but of course, I was not at all interested in these things, stupid things. I said, I don't want any of this nonsense because unnecessary trouble. So I just gave up them all this. This is what happens in the mind becomes very subtle. Then, somewhere I was feeling still with all this, life was very joyful. No finances, no money loss, everything is there, but I am very peaceful. My wife, fortunately for my wife, my children, they were all like this only. No money, no brothers. Right? My wife didn't ask me one day about money. Whatever is that? No sadness at house. Everything is peaceful. Anybody else's wife would have been, made them hell miserable life. Right? I will throw out. She didn't even question one day. Very peaceful. Right. So my father and mother were worried. They were thinking that I'll commit suicide because they were knowing this whole thing going on. It's like a situation where suicide is very common, that type of financial difficulties. We were peaceful. I'm peaceful. My wife was peaceful. My children were peaceful. Life was going on. But still, somewhere inside me, something I'm missing in life. I didn't know what I'm missing because I didn't know what it is. Then I felt I should find a solution. Suddenly, I saw a small article about Ajja. Okay. Ajja is a very common name, right? Ajja is a Kannada name for grandfather. I heard that he's in Puttur. That time we don't have any internet or to search anything. Puttur in Mangalore. So what we did, August 15th was a holiday. Before day or Sunday was there or something, I think. Monday was August 15th, something like that. So we went in a car. Myself, my friend called GK Murthy. He knows him. Two cars. Went to meet Ajja. This GK Murthy was not comfortable meeting some old man. What is But somehow I know we don't know anything about him, but I know I have to meet him. That's all. So we went by car. By the time we reach Puttur, it's about 8 o'clock in the night. We ask for Ajja, they'll laugh. People will laugh. What Ajja you're speaking? You have to tell at least something about Ajja. He's not very popular also. Okay. Not like many spiritual gurus, right? He was very, and also shy of meeting people. He doesn't meet people. He was full gnani. He was living in Advaita state. For him, interact with people also is difficult. His name was Gopal Krishna. Gopal Krishna, he was a farmer. One day he got a disease and he died. And after some time he wake up. Then his wife was very happy. He was a wife. She said she wanted to talk to her husband. He said, your husband is dead. Then what has come up? You can't understand. One whose husband is dead. Now who is there? You can't understand. Then he left his house. He started wandering all over the place. He was just wandering in a non-dual this thing. No sense of separation. It was said that he used to eat food in temple whenever they get something. One temple, he goes and sits in a place to eat food. People ask me, are you Brahmin? Yes, I am Brahmin. Then for serving the food, remove his shirt so that we can see your thread. He has no thread also. He has dropped everything. They got angry. You are cheating that you are Brahmin. Took him physically and threw him out at the Dvajastamba. He was injured. Somebody comes and asks him, are you hurt? Yeah. Some hurt. Are you angry? Why should I be angry? They ask me whether I am Brahmin. Yes, I am Brahmin. I know Brahman. Okay. For them, Brahmin means a thread. Their understanding is correct. My understanding is correct. Why should I be angry? So that was the type of way. And he was wandering all over the place. And he went to finally a place in Bombay, Ganeshpuri. The Baba Nityananda was there. The photo is there. Baba Nityananda. That side. Ganesh inside. So he met Baba Nityananda. Baba Nityananda was actually Shaktipat master.
Many people that can name.
Yeah, no, not this guy. This is old Nityananda. Yeah. So Nityananda was he is a Kashmiri Sayyid. Nityananda revived Kashmiri Sayyid in South India. This thing. So he was a Shaktipat master. So he told Ajja, go back to your place. Stay there. Don't go anywhere else. So Ajja came back to Puttur. Now we have gone to Ajja's place. People don't know who is Ajja. Finally, we look at Ajja. He is in a old age home called Gandhi Ashram. So by the time they fed us something and we slept. You see, you can meet Ajja next day morning. So next day morning is August 15th. So they said August 15th is considered sacred for Gandhi Ashram and especially sacred for Ajja itself. Ajja is, they consider Ajja as avatar of Gandhi. So it seems that they think that when he died and came up, Gandhi's soul had left and Gandhi's soul has entered him. Into Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi.
Oh, okay.
Mahatma Gandhi's soul has entered into his body. That's what they think, Ashramites. So they think is that Gandhi has come. Gandhi did not complete spiritual journey. He completed spiritual journey through this body. That's what they think.
Oh.
Because he died and woke up now. See, people can't understand this getting death and waking up. So normally they conduct a very big ceremony in the ashram, the flag hoisting. So they are prepared for flag hoisting for, and they send 500 invitation cards to nearby villages to come. Village crowd will be there. This time, Ajja has told, invitation cards printed, no invitation card should be sent. No invitation card should be sent. Why? I have invited people, they will come. At 9 o'clock, flag hoisting, nobody is there. Myself, my wife, my two children, GK Murthy, his wife, driver, 6 people, and my driver. These people, Ashramites, are wondering what the hell is happening. But they can't tell anything to Ajja. 500 people, normally 500 people will be there. And they did 5 actions. We said, chanted Janagamana, I did the Namaskara. Then we came and said, Ashramites, the ashram, Gandhi ashram owners, this thing, they were confused. What is happening? For us, we didn't know anything. We didn't know importance of Gandhi flag hoisting also to Ajja. So then we came and said, normally he will, after flag hoisting, he'll come and sit in place. Then he will tell some things to people who gather, villagers. This time we kept a chair. Some villagers have come. They started chanting bhajans and all, thinking that Ajja will come. Ajja is not coming. And for us, we don't know the behavior of Ajja. So then I was waiting because it's 11 o'clock, 11:30. And if we start from there, we have to reach Bangalore by 8 o'clock because next day I have to go to office. I was worried. I asked, when is Ajja coming out? Nobody knows. Then somebody goes inside and asks Ajja, can you please come and talk about this freedom of Swatandra? He says, I am enjoying my Swatandra. I am already free. Why I should come to you? So we are not able to understand what is happening. And I said, at least can we go inside and talk to him? I have come some inner feeling that I should talk to him. Can I talk? And Ashram advised me, see, we don't understand his behavior. Okay. He actually, many times when people come, he just runs away. He doesn't want to meet people. He wants to meet people, only spiritual seekers, proper spiritual seekers, others will don't want to meet. And some people come, he just disappears, runs away. His behavior, you don't understand. If he wants to meet you, we'll ask him. So they went inside. I just said, call them inside. So myself, my wife, my 2 children, GK Murthy, and his driver, his wife didn't come. His wife didn't. So now, the moment you inside, I just started abusing them in Kannada, just Kannada, firing us, all of us, left, right. We are wondering what we have done mistake. He's firing, instead of talking to us, firing. Then GK Murthy and his driver got fed up. They ran out. Ajay immediately comes on. I want to invite you people. Why did you call me? In fact, that Independence Day, instead of 500 people, we are the only 4 invitees. He has invited 6. Okay. So then you are the people invited. Why did you bring these 2 people inside? Okay. He has a very peculiar way, it seems, Ajja. He has an intuitive sense of whom he should talk and who doesn't talk. One time somebody took a coconut, it's a coconut and a banana. I have come to seek your blessings. Okay. Thinking that it's like a monk or Matadipati. Ajja takes the coconut, he breaks in the ground. Take the blessing, go. This guy got scared. He has intuitive sense of who he has to meet and who he doesn't have to meet. Now he's waiting for us, myself, my wife, and my 2 children. Then he said, what do you want? What do I want? I don't know. I need to know what I want. Okay. Somewhere it came to me, I want mukti. Okay. See, all these occasions, it comes just intuitive to me. I don't think about it. Mukti? Oh, you want mukti? Yeah. And he started laughing. Who is sitting near you? My wife. Now, ask permission from her. The moment he grants permission, I'll grant you mukti here. You're teasing her. Actually, he was not teasing me, he was teasing her. So this lady got frightened. The 2 young children are there, some 3-year-old, 4-year-old children. And this guy get mukti, meaning of mukti. I also don't understand. She also doesn't understand. Right? I said the mukti, but I didn't know what is mukti. And she doesn't know mukti. And if this husband sits here, then what to do with the children? She was worried. No mukti, she said. No mukti at all. Okay, we will go back. The Ajja was laughing and he was teasing her. If she says mukti, I'll give you. Then this lady is not at all ready to give mukti. Then I said, okay, Baba, don't ask for me. At least you ask for yourself. No, I also won't ask. You also don't ask. And Ajja finally laughed and he told me, all that you do inquires, who are you? Inquire, who am I? Okay. Go home, inquire, who am I? Okay. Your purpose of coming here is done. So that's all is the teaching. But the teaching was so this thing, right? Hitting. See, when I met Ajja, for me, he was actually his shirt will be torn. Like he doesn't care about shirt. For anybody, he looks like more like a beggar. Okay. For me, he looked like a God sitting, sleeping like that. It's like, I didn't even think that he's an old man. He's like God. I did namaskar. And his words are for me, absolute teaching. Who am I is the teaching. Done. We came home. There was a teaching for her. teaching for her that you have to accept mukti and spirituality. I came home. We came home and I sat my usual 9 o'clock meditation. Who am I? Suddenly, the I itself was not there, disappeared. From Bhakti Yoga, I had come to Jnana Yoga, pure Advaita Jnana, without understanding anything of the Advaita teaching. So now, Advaita teachings are obvious now, became very obvious. Many students start coming, I had to teach them, so I started referring some books because whatever I communicate, I didn't want to communicate. Ajja just communicating in colloquial language. I had to communicate in some language, so I used to take some reference books and teach for purpose of teaching purpose, give a framework. That's how it happened. So then some people started coming. Then a group became a group. Then group I have to give some name. I gave Atma Jyoti Satsang. Atma Jyoti Satsang. The light of self. See, all these names are intuitive. Okay, no thought over. Like my company name, to make company name, I have to struggle through search everywhere and do. But here intuitively I have Atma Jyoti. And people whom used to come, I called them Atma Jyoti, light of self. And then Atma Jyoti word meaning and significance, I came to know only in 2017 or 18. It comes from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Brihadaranyaka, that's a Jyoti Brahma. Jyoti Brahma speaks of Atma Jyoti. Antar Jyoti, Bahir Jyoti, Pratyak Jyoti, Paratpara. I didn't know, but that word came to me much before.
Jyoti.
Jyoti, right? Jyoti Brahma. I didn't know anything, but these things, see what's happening is, but first wisdom comes, then only I find a reference somewhere. Later. So that Atma Jyoti Satsang came. Then I had to, because I have to give a structure to that, I called this Light of Self Foundation in English name. People, they'll ask me, what is Atma Jyoti Satsang? English name I'll give. So then people grew, and many students started coming, children started coming, they gave them eye readers. So a lot of programs happen, and everything, there's no coordination, no management at all. A lot of people will come, they form a group, they'll do some activity. So I guide them. They come to me for guidance. That's how it has happened. I would, the keyword here, this thing is, nothing happened because of me. Everything happened through this body mind complex, and nothing, I cannot claim anything as achievement. It just happened. I did this sadhana, I did that sadhana, this happened, nothing. It just happened to, and I didn't seek also. Baba, I want enlightenment, I want liberation. And at the right time, right words will come. So that get manifested. This funny life. Some small miracles we used to see at our home. See, that home in Rajesh Nagar. Sometimes we see subtle lights in the home. One day we had brought 3 dolls for Navratri, Lakshmi Durga Saraswati. We kept in the house. Navratri time from office where I came, brought 3 paper dolls, dolls. So paper vigrahas. We lock the room. I meditate for till 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night and then go to sleep. Suddenly I start hearing Veda mantras coming from the room. I was really worried. Something, I have really gone mad. I started hearing sounds also. Then I woke up my wife. Are you able to hear something? She's also able to hear. Now both are gone. That continued for 9 days. Then stop from that room. The moment you open the door, it stops. The moment you close the door. So all that I'm saying is there's a blessing, the grace. Not seeking anything, not desiring anything, just accepting God's will. I would say the surrender is the way. And if you really surrender, whatever is required, you will open up. That's why right time, right thing will happen. That's called grace. And that time he was telling about Sai Baba. Okay, he was very attracted to Sai Baba. Baba. He used to tell about Baba. Somewhere I didn't get to feel connected with Baba. For my connection with Amritanmay, my connection is that always that inner spiritual connection will find. It's like inner guidance. It doesn't come from outside. I went to Puttaparthi. I had a very beautiful experience. But somewhere that connection doesn't happen internal.
No, I also went Vedanta. But then it was not like the Baba. But then Baba said,
Yeah.
Baba, nice.
Yeah. For me, I was able to recognize divinity in Amritamai. I was able to recognize divinity in Baba also. But there is no connection. The bhajans are beautiful, environment is beautiful, everything is beautiful. But somewhere the inner connection is not there. Inner connection was there with the Amritamai state. Inner connection was there with the Ajja state. And I didn't search for any other people also. For me, everything was happening like it's like coded. This has to be, this will happen. And meaning this has to I have to talk, I just talk. Like it's all like a pre-programmed running. Okay. Then we went to another place. There are some other realized beings called Appaji. All these people, realized people, they will have only common names. Amma, Appa, Appaji. So went there. There again, whichever spiritual place go, they'll catch out of my wife. They'll leave me. They won't even bother about me. This Appaji also, he speaks in colloquial Kannada. My wife doesn't understand. This is near Ankola. He's no longer there. Ankola, near Ankola. Many people used to visit him. He's not considered a wise man. Gnani. Myself and my wife went there. He caught hold of my wife. He didn't even talk to me. He left me. 2 days he kept on talking to my wife. My wife is not able to understand his colloquial Kannada, but still he will talk to her. Then last day, both of us were met. He said, I have talked to your wife. Now your responsibility is to produce Dattatreya. He was a Dattatreya Upasaka. Are Baba, what Dattatreya produce? Already you have 2 children, 2 daughters. If I try to produce one boy, it's gone case. It's trouble, right? In the hope that I'll produce a boy child, what all will trouble? 2 children are enough for me. Now think over, you have to have Dattatreya. What is the Dattatreya? I didn't understand. He sent, we came back. Then after coming back, it struck to me. Dattatreya means Gnani. So you have to start teaching people. So that's why the teaching started picking up. Many people started coming up. The wisdom has to be transferred. So then also another thing we came to know that Dattatreya was in Rajarashnagar area. Atri and Ansuya and Dattatreya in this river bed, right? What is Vrishabhavati and some 2, 3 rivers are there. He used to roam around, it seems. So that's why in the temple they keep Atri and Ansuya temple, this puja, they lived here. So possibly my house was the place where they were nearby at that place. That my house was the place, basement was vibrant with their divine energy. The place where I stayed. I got attracted to that place.
Where you stayed for visiting now?
No, Rajeshwar, my house.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. So in Bangalore, this is Vrishabhavati river. Dattatreya used to in Vrishabhavati river. Then he traveled to Dattapita. He is from here only.
Anytime I read Shirdi Sai Satsarita. In that there are many names of the saints and places. Some similarity.
I don't know. I don't have details, but this is what I came to know. The temple. The temple here they have that Atyanasya Puja. So possibly that's the way. So that's the reason probably I got attracted to the house. My house, which was there, actually is not in a good shape when I brought it, but I was deeply connected to the house. So, and that's why in the basement of the house, many of the sadhanas I did. So then I thought, okay, he's giving me direction to teach. Then some teaching started picking up. Many students came. So all that I said is everything happened in my life. I didn't do anything. So that's about brief biodata. But most of the teachings, right, where Advaita, intuitively I can feel. It's not like I read something. I read only for reference purpose. The wordings, the proper technical words. Otherwise, the essence is clear.
Then how did you recover the financial impact?
Right. After that, I got a job. Then I came to Tech Mahindra. Tech Mahindra, I got some.
This happened before.
Before.
Oh.
It was a disaster. Anybody has a question on Zoom? It's muted, Gayatri. Any questions from people on Zoom? Nikhil, Anupama.
Question ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಗುರುಜಿ.
No question, Guruji.
Yaradu, Shobana, Yaradu?
No question, Guruji. It's so nicely you are talking, and it's just, certain things, we can relate to our own life, how we came to you and all that.
Basically, simple surrender. That is the key.
Yes, Guruji.
Surrender to God's will. What is to happen to you will happen. When it is happen to you, will happen.
Thank you.
When you're teaching, you're only saying, if you do this practice, this will happen, this will. So the moment you said this will happen or this is the result, so the expectation inevitably.
See, that also I say, do not expect, do not get attached. Also I say, and I say, if I say exactly listen to do that, that result will come properly. So I would say that, okay, don't expect, don't attach, just do it. It's more than sufficient.
And it's not about whether it will come or not, but the expectation starts immediately.
I'm saying that's where you have to say, if Guruji says, should not expect, drop. So then what will happen? The change will happen. Actually, what?
Supposing if we had done anything, not this, without the knowledge, then are you saying that it will happen automatically because you had zero knowledge when you were?
I had zero knowledge in this life. I had done.
Okay, we'll talk about this life.
I had done all the sadhana in before this life.
But we'll talk about this life only. Before your kundalini.
Whatever I have to know.
Before your kundalini.
Whatever I have to know, whatever I have to do in this life, already I have done in past 6 lives. So, but that.
Okay, what I am looking from your life is you had zero knowledge and you were doing a lot of practices out of liking for the practices. Hence, it came because you had no expectation because you didn't know what practice will lead to what.
I didn't know. No, I had given up. I had done the surrender in last life itself. Yes, Sampath, this is the story. My office became my life became office. Yes, Nikhil.
But there's a Nikhil in the Zoom, so you.
No, listening for.
Okay.
So basically, sorry, yes, Shravan.
So the change of I, which is gradually happening, while the I is still attached to, who recognizes the I change?
Okay, so the question is basically who gets enlightened? Who gets enlightened? If I is false, who gets enlightened? In a sense, who recognizes I is false?
No, ultimate answer maybe it is some assumption is fine, but while in the experience of
I'll answer the
I am
question.
this,
I'll answer the question, no? So, shall I new recording or the same thing? No. So the question is, who recognizes I is false? Right? False I recognizes I is false? Who recognizes I is false? It's actually the self, which Sakshi, we call it Sakshi or Atma, which is identified with the body-mind complex, is seeking. The Atma is seeking itself through the body-mind complex. But Atma is under the illusion that I am the body because of the ego. Okay? Finally it recognizes that I have nothing to do with this thing for dream. It's all dream. In the dream, the Atma, the self, is going through a dream where it finds I am body, I am mind, I am intellect. And it's not comfortable with that. Right? Atma, I am saying the self is dreaming that I am an individual. In the words of this thing, Shiva is dreaming that he is a Jiva. Okay? Right? Now, as Jiva, Shiva is not comfortable. As individual, the Atma is not comfortable. It's a dream. But in the dream, it appears to be real. There's no comfort at all for the Atma. There's no comfort for the Jiva, Shiva. Nothing has happened to Atma because he's dreaming. In the dream, it has taken a dream body, dream character, and I'm saying I'm suffering. It's like a king becomes a beggar in dream and says, I'm not comfortable. Now, beggar is not comfortable. But really, king is not comfortable. Beggar is just a shape. Right? Beggar has nothing to do with the... beggar is just a character in the dream. Who is not comfortable? Is the king who is not comfortable. King is dreaming that I am a beggar. It's Shiva who is not comfortable as Jiva. Okay? We think Jiva is not comfortable because I am only limiting myself. That's why I use the word Jivatma. Jiva is the individual entity. Jivatma is the real entity which is together. Atma is always free. Jiva is superimposed on that. In the dream, the superimposition is so much that Atma is feeling uncomfortable. In reality, nothing has happened to Atma. Atma is dreaming. It's like us, no? We go into a dream and the dream something happens to us, disaster, but nothing has happened to me. Like that, Atma is seeking for its own nature. It's not Jiva who is seeking. Right? The Jivatma is seeking. This total package is seeking. Dream character. Dream character has two components. One is Atma, other is Jiva. The Sakshi and Jiva. Together is one entity. This entity is seeking liberation. Now, when you get the liberation, who recognizes I am free? It is the Atma. It is the self which recognizes. Not Jiva is a pseudo entity. It can't recognize anything. Now, Atma or self, with the instrument called Buddhi, intellect, it recognizes its own true nature. The Buddhi is the instrument which is required. So, ignorance was there in the intellect, Buddhi. Knowledge is also in Buddhi. Now, knowledge here is two types of knowledge. One is Paroksha Dhyana and Aparoksha Dhyana. So, Buddhi, intellect is a very good tool. That's the only tool we have for coming out. So, Buddhi is very good in negation. Not this neti. Right? Finally, it comes to a point where you can't further negate. What remains is Buddhi remains because negating instrument remains. Then Buddhi is absorbed as myself. Buddhi is not separate from me. Buddhi is made up of Sattva Guna. Shuddha Sattva remains. The Sattva is coming from Sat, myself. So I absorb Buddhi in me. Then there's no duality remaining. So everything, all the play was going in. And all this knowledge is happening in Buddhi only, intellect only. For whom it's happening? Knower is not Buddhi. Buddhi is an instrument. Intellect is an instrument. The knowing principle is Atma. The knower is Atma. The knower, Atma with the Buddhi is called knower. Okay? If you remove Buddhi, Atma is not a knower also. But Atma with Buddhi is a knower. The knowledge and wisdom, knowledge and ignorance is happening in Buddhi. But knower is Atma. After I know I am the self, the Buddhi is useless. Instrument is useless. Then I realized that I didn't have an instrument at all. I was only dreaming. It was not real. So, who recognizes I am Atma? It is the Atma which is identified in the body, which is called Jivatma, recognizes. Then Jivatma recognizes Buddhi and world is whatever appearance is unreal. So, after recognizing unreal, then recognizes I am the real one who is seeking. So, then the dream disappears. After dream disappears, there is no question of instrument. But before the dream disappears, the instrument is there, Buddhi. In that recognition happens. Did I answer your question? Yeah. Then after recognition, you will ask who recognizes? Nobody, because Atma is nobody. Atma has no problem. Never had a problem.
So so you have this. So this is in the background. You resolve this problem.
Yeah.
And how you transfer it into a daily interaction? You are dealing with the world.
Okay.
So what kind of sadhanas would make me have this? As it should be in your bone, in your every cell of the body should have
every cell of the body should vibrate with that.
It's not going there, it is still staying at the intellect.
Guruji, in the previous one which you said, the king and the beggar. So, Chidabhasa is a combination of king and beggar.
So, let me go back to analogy of, continue.
Yeah.
Let me give the analogy of king and beggar. A king is dreaming, that is a beggar. Deep inside a beggar knows I am not comfortable with the situation. A beggar, he is really beggar, then he is comfortable with begging. But king as a beggar is not comfortable. So the king here is Atma, beggar is the Chidabhasa, reflective consciousness, and body. That's superimposed, it's one entity. The king is also there, the beggar is also there in the dream. Okay? Really, king is not at all part of the dream. King is dreaming. But in the dream, king has become beggar, has put on the dress of a beggar. Now, who is seeking liberation? The beggar thinks I am seeking liberation, I want to be free. Really the king is seeking, as a beggar I am not comfortable. Right? The king is seeking, through the beggar I want liberation. All the knowledge happens to the king. Then once he wakes up, he understands the beggar itself was not real. All this was also a false thing. But till the reality happens, it's the king and beggar package, that instrument is seeking. The recognition happens there. After that, who recognizes has no value, no meaning, because king was not in the dream. Right? After realization, if you ask who realized, nobody. The person who realized is not there in the dream. But in the dream, the king and beggar both are there, a superimposed package. So realization happened to the superimposed package. And after realization, this package the king got separated from beggar. He woke up. Then if you ask the king, who was the beggar? He says, laughs. It was just a dream character, not real. Now, for a person who is realized, you ask him, who realized? He says, nothing, it's a dream, he'll say. Because there is nobody to realize. But answer is, before you wake up, who realized? I only recognized. Atma only recognized before realization. Last moment before realization is Atma recognizes I am self. In the dream.
So in the dream, just before the dream, the king knows that I am not the beggar.
Just before waking up from the dream.
That is the point that he says he wakes up from the dream.
Just before waking up fully, the king knows I am not the beggar. I am the king. Then he wakes up. After waking up, he says, laughs. The whole thing was a dream. But before waking up, who realized? It's the king who realized that I am not a beggar. Yes, sir. Okay, this is closed?
Yeah.
Is this closed, Gayatri? Okay. So next question.
Yeah, so if it is Chidabhasa, then this whole thing is from the prism of Advaita or Siva Samavada. But if you look at it from Kashmiri Saivism or what I'm familiar with Saiva Siddhanta, so here the two entities, there is Shiva and there is Jiva. When Shiva was there, Anadi, same time Jiva was also there. Both are Anadi. Both. And Shiva didn't create Atma. I mean, Atma
Jiva.
Cannot have Jiva, and because Jiva is a better word. And it won't be destroyed also. So there are two terms used here, which are distinct: Anava and Ahamkara.
Anava mala.
There are 36 tattvas in this. So whereas the Sankhya and all stops with
24.
So this one goes up to
36.
There are Shiva tattva, there are 5, and so there are 3 kinds.
Shuddha Maya, all those things.
Yeah. So those are there in that one. So in that one, what you said as the Veda. So here it is, I'm just trying to translate from Tamil. So it is, Vondra means like you are Shiva, like when Shiva is in you and he is Shiva. And so Shiva is also with you, he's like a partner. It's like it's like the two birds in that Upanishad.
Yeah.
Like one is enjoying the bhoga and the other is just simply observing that one. And there is one that like the Madhvati is separate from you, totally separate.
Yeah.
So this is the Veda. So this is what is I read. So I'm trying to reconcile this one because that is a struggle that because popular literature that I'm getting.
I'll answer that.
Yeah.
There's the 3 malas, Anava mala, then the 3 malas are there, no? What are the 3 malas?
Anava karma,
Anava mala,
karma mala, and maya
mala. Mala means impurity. It's called malam, impurity.
Malam is impurity.
I'll tell you the difference. I'm just looking for the right terminology.
Actually, just to add one more thing, there are 3 entities. That's why it's called Tri Padartha. So this Mala is the 3rd entity. Anava Mala is the 3rd entity. Not the Maya Mala, not the Kanma Mala. Only the Anava Mala is the 3rd entity.
Okay. So it's actually Anava Mala, Maya Mala. Yeah, Anava Mala, Maya Mala, and Karma Mala. Maya Mala. Mala means impurity. Okay, so I'll go to restroom and come. If you want to go to restroom, I'll repeat the question. I'll just go to restroom.
Shiva Sutra, I read a little bit. There will be few sutras.
They using that from
No, I read only the Sanskrit Tika only. So little bit.
maybe this JDUC all the
Icha Sakti Kanyakumari is one of the things.
that is one of the
Yeah, one of the sutras.
Shiva
Shiva Sutra.
The Kashmir side is about
Kashmiri Sutra.
That's everything again.
it's complicated. Very
All
complicated
the-
text is it.
Yeah, very.
It's another way of looking.
Looking at the world.
There is, if you see, that's also one way of looking. This also one way of looking. Even Buddhism also one way of looking. See,
Buddhism has three things, okay? Vajrayana, Hinayana, Mahayana.
Yeah.
Okay, every system has three. Okay, there three are for different type of jivas. The question here, Shaktopaya and Shambhopaya. So your question is, you come from South Indian tradition of Shaivism,
Correct.
okay, where Shiva and Jiva are separate entities. Shiva cannot become Jiva. Shiva can be on the ashraya of Jiva. Jiva can be on the ashraya of Shiva. Shiva is always great.
Yeah. And the third entity also.
Third entity is what?
Third entity is Anava Mala. Anava.
No, Mala. Third entity is Mala.
No,
Mala is impurity.
Mala is impurity, but then the other things are created. That Kanma and Sita,
Yeah.
not the main one. The Anava is.
No, Anava Mala, Maya Mala, and Karma Mala. So there are three. Mala means impurities.
Yeah.
This is like
Huh?
this comes with the
No, his system, he comes from South Indian Shaivism.
It's not that.
I'll tell you. The South Indian Shaivism is always originated in Kashmir. Shiva. South India, one of the main disciples of Shiva called Nandinatha, he traveled to Sri Lanka. From Sri Lanka, he spread Shaivism in South India. So that's why origin of Shaivism is with Nandinatha. Nandinatha Sutra is the Shaivism origin in South India. There's a gap, right? Now Kashmir is there top, and Tamil Nadu and South India is bottom.
Just want to add one more thing. This person called saint called Tirumula.
Tirumala.
Tirumandiram. That is the text.
Tirumala.
3000.
Yeah.
And supposed to have given one every year. So 3000 years in the state. So it is in
South
Tamil
India.
Nadu.
Tamil Nadu.
So this is that tradition. So
Yeah.
these stotras and sastras, there are two separate set of
Okay.
texts.
Okay.
There are 12 texts in the stotra and 14 in the sastras.
So Shastras comes from Nandinatha,
Yeah.
Stotras come from Tirumala.
No, actually one of the stotra. That is
One
one
of
of
the-
the 12 is
One of the Tirumular, the saint called Tirumular, he gave Stotras.
He actually came from Kailas.
He came from Kailas. So Nandinatha and Tirumular were actually responsible for the Shaivism in South India. Now question from Sampath is, he comes from the tradition where Jiva and Shiva are separate entities. Shiva is the master. Shiva is actually as a master. He is called Pashupati.
Pasupati and
Pashupati and Pashu.
Pasu and Pati.
Pashu and Pati. So Jiva is called Pashu and Shiva is called Pashupati. Okay, they are bonded. So whereas Kashmiri Shaivism itself speaks of Advaita, it's called Shakto Advaita, Shakti Advaita. Okay, now what is the reconciliation between the two? The original Kashmiri Shaivism, when Shiva spoke, Shiva speaks of three types of jivas, and he gives three different techniques of teaching. This Anu Jiva. Anu Jiva is called Anava Mala. He is suffering from Anava Mala. Anava Mala means impurity. Anu Jiva feels that I am separate, I am limited entity. That's called Anava Mala. Anu means small. Somebody who feels I am very small, I am separate from the totality, and he is suffering from a Mala called impurity. And that is actually because of Maya Mala. Maya Mala means he is under the perception of Maya. And because of Anavamala, Maya-mala, he becomes subject to Karma-mala. Karma as a impurity. So these three together go together. Anavamala, Maya-mala and Karma-mala. Mala means impurity. A Jiva is one who is suffering from all these three. Now, in Shiva says there are three types of Jiva originally. Jiva is first called Anu. That means one who feels who is separate. Then another type of Jiva, next type of Jiva is called I am connected but separate from Shiva. Okay. Then another type of Jiva is I am Shiva only. So there are three types of Jiva. The teachings are three different for three Jivas. And one teaching should not be mixed with the other teachings. They are different. Okay. Teaching should not be mixed up. If this Jiva hears other teaching, he will get confused. If this Jiva hears other teaching, there's three types of teachings in any system. In our traditional Vedanta system, there is a Advaita, Vishishta Advaita, Dvaita. Corresponds to these three systems of Shiva speaking of. This system number one is called Dvaita, Beda. Beda means separation. Somebody strongly feels separate. For him, don't speak of Advaita. Don't, because he'll get confused. Wherever is Dvaita, for him they give the teaching. Okay. And some Jiva has a quality which is more advanced. He feels I am connected to God. It's called Beda Beda. Some people say I am one with God. It's called Abeda. So now this in the traditions of the other systems in India, it became Dvaita, Beda, which is equal to Beda, Vishishta Advaita, Beda Beda, and Advaita, Abeda. These three systems became. In Buddhism they became three systems. Buddhism one is called Hinayana. I am a separate vehicle. I am different from Buddha. Then called Mahayana. It's more like equivalent of our second system, Beda Beda. And Vajrayana. Buddha, I am Buddha. My nature is Buddha. Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana and Mahayana. Dvaita, Vishishta Advaita, Advaita. In Shiva's terminology, it's called Dvaita, Beda, 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 Beda. Now the teachings are given separately to each of them. It's not same teaching is given up. For teaching with the Beda, okay, who is suffering from Anavamala, the teaching is worship, rituals, puja, temple. It is a teaching given. Very specific type of rituals, puja you have to do every day. So that is the teaching which is given to Anavamala or Anujiva. He is not taught about oneness. He is taught about Shiva is Pashu, Pashupati. You are Pashu. Okay. So if he tells you are also Shiva, he will not do puja. He already is lost. Now he will confuse him further. So he is told very clearly, Shiva is Pashupati, you are Pashu. Shiva is your master, you are a servant. And he does the puja, he lives his life in that. Then comes next level called Beda Beda. For people with the Beda Beda, Jiva which are Beda Beda, whether Beda Jiva, the Anu Jiva has come to the next level, we don't know. It depends on his maturity. So for Beda Beda, teaching is given called entire universe is Shakti. Shiva and Shakti play. As Shakti, all of you are connected to Shiva. You are not separate from Shiva. So for Beda Jiva, the perception is the reality. Maya Mala becomes very powerful. Maya means separation, perception. For Anu Jiva, all these breathing techniques, meditation practices are given. So it's actually he has gone one level from the body. From physical plane he has gone to mental plane. It's called Shaktopaya. For Anu Jiva, it's called Adavopaya. That's called Shaktopaya. So for him, various types of breathing practices, meditation practices are taught. Yesterday what I gave was a Shaktopaya. Okay. So the spiritual practice is called Shaktopaya. Then finally, you come to a Jiva who says, I am one with Shiva. Then for him, it's called Shambhavopaya. Shambhavopaya is more of a just surrender. Okay. And grace will uplift you. You don't have to do anything because you are already Shiva. All that you require is blessing of the Guru or Shiva. So this is called different. Now the teaching and Shastras they read also different. They are not same. It's come from Shiva only. But prescribed Shastras for Anavopaya, Anujiva, prescribed Shastras for Shaktopaya, prescribed Shastras for Shambhavopaya are different. They don't confuse each other. Okay. Now, well, Anujiva will migrate, become Anujiva will migrate to Shaktopaya, Shaktopaya to Shambhavopaya. We don't know. But a guru who is really master will be able to take Anujiva to Shambhavopaya, Shaktopaya to Shambhavopaya in a migration, smooth path. So now, in Shiva Sutra, Shiva is Sarva Swatantra. He is always free. But Swechaya, with his own Ichaya, desire, he takes Kanchuki. Kanchuki means limitations. Different types of limitations he takes. And he takes the life of a Jiva. This is called Shiva becomes a Jiva by taking the Kanchukis. Kanchuki is Avaranas. Pancha Kanchukis. So awareness he takes and he becomes
It's called
Jiva.
Purusha.
Huh?
Pancha conjugate is called Purusha.
Purusha. So he becomes then he takes the form of Jiva. Who becomes Jiva? Shiva only with his own Swatantra. He has the freedom to become small also. So why he becomes small? Why he becomes Jiva? Is the question. See, as Sachidananda Swarupa, as the infinite self, is unfortunate. Infinite self cannot know about itself better. Infinity cannot know about itself. Infinity know about itself, it has to become finite. This is a paradox, no? Infinity,
Unknowable.
unknowable. Infinity is unknowable. Unknowable to know itself, it has to become finite. Now, as a finite, it cannot know infinite. There is another problem. A finite cannot know infinite also. Finite only can appreciate infinite. Finite cannot know infinite. A river cannot know ocean.
No, here again, the basic difference is Vastu, Satya Vastu, is Ekam.
Ekam.
That is one school of thought.
School of-
The other school of thought, which I am talking about, is there are three Vastus.
Yeah.
Three Vastus means there is clear distinction and it never becomes the same.
Correct. So, basically, what you are speaking of is
Trika.
Trika Shastra. In
that
Trika Shastra. So, there are three Vastus. Shiva, Jiva and Shakti is other one.
No, not Sakti.
Ah.
It is Mala,
Mala.
specifically Anava Mala. And
Shiva,
which cannot be killed.
Shiva, Shakti and Mala, Anumala.
Anava Mala.
Anumala. So, three. Okay, these are three independent entities. They exist forever. Perpetual, Nitya.
Perpetual.
Perpetual, Nitya.
Yeah, Nitya.
Right? Nitya.
Not created.
Not created. See, these are the Trika Shastra. Vastutrayam. Trika Shastra is typically given to Anujiva. Okay. There are Shastras which are given Shaktopaya. And there are Shastras which are given Shambhovapaya. They are different. In the three Vastus, alright, three Vastus which are called Nitya for the Anujiva, are explained in different way in different levels. For Anujiva, this is the teaching. If otherwise you will say, why Shiva has to take Jiva? Why they have to Maya? How can Shiva get into Maya? All those questions will come. His focus is puja, ritual, worship Shiva, and Shiva is in me as Pashupati. So that is the whole system is given to him up to that level. Beyond that level, how this came into picture, that is not given. That is given Shambhovapaya and Shaktopaya.
Knowledge of Mala probably is important.
Mala for important. Here knowledge of Mala. I am suffering. If I Jiva Shiva, how can I suffer? Then he says, no, Shiva doesn't suffer, you suffer. Okay?
Yeah.
The teaching is given. This is typical in Dvaita. Dvaita, it said Jiva. No, Vishishta is slightly different. In Dvaita, the very clear teaching is Jiva is different. One Jiva is different from other Jiva.
Vishishadvaita, Sesha Sheshi Bhavam.
Sheshi Bhavam.
So they are permanently different.
Correct. No, I'll tell you the difference. Alright, I'll tell you through a story. In Dvaita system, this is actually Shiva Tattva. In Dvaita system, there is very clear teaching. Jiva is different from Paramatma. Jivatma is different from Paramatma. They can never be one. Okay? As Amshi also. They are separate. In Vishishtadvaita, he becomes Amshi. In Advaita, he becomes Paramatma only. So there's a different teaching and scriptures are different. The scriptures are not mixed up also. Because the questions which come at each level is different. For a primary school questions to kid, the questions are different from my high school kid. And for textbooks are different. Now if you mix up the textbook, then the whole kid will be confused. So there's a story in what do you call it? Advaita Ramayana. Adhyatma Ramayana. Hanuman, somebody asked Hanuman, what is Rama to you? Hanuman says, when I am body conscious, I am Rama, I am servant. Rama is different from me. I can never be Rama. I cannot even think of Rama as me. As body, I am separate from Rama. Okay. Then, sometimes I sit for meditation. When I am body conscious, I am Rama, and I do service for Rama. I work for Dharma, because Ramo Vigraha Dharma. This actually typically specifies the Veda philosophy. In Dvaita, it's same. Dvaita is exactly same. In Dvaita, you say you can never be equal to God. You are a servant of God. That's why in Dvaita, all saints will have a name Dasa. Puranda Dasa, Kanada, I am servant of God. Because I am separate, as a body conscious, as I am body. Then comes the Vishishta Advaita. So Hanuman says, I sit for meditation. Now I am not a body, I am the mind. At the mind level, I am connected to Rama. Because Rama is also thinking of Dharma, I am also thinking of Dharma. as at mind level we are one. I'm separate, still separate, because Rama is complete embodiment of Dharma. I have one Amsha of Dharma. So I am related to Rama. Amsha Amshi Bhava comes into picture in meditation. This is called, I call Vishishta Advaita, Beda Beda. So then Hanuman says, I meditate further and go in deep meditation. Then no Hanuman is there, only Rama is there. Atma Rama is there. So it's called Advaita. So Advaita doesn't mean I am Rama. Advaita means Rama alone is there. Okay, I am not there. I as an individual is not there. So that comes in Samadhi, I am there. So that's why the Beda, Abeda can be explained as body consciousness, mind consciousness, and spirit consciousness in 3 levels. They are not contradictory or opposing each other. They are different experiences, different standpoints of the Jiva. Different standpoints. As a body, I am servant of God, I am separate from God. God is my master. So that's what he called Pashu and Pashupati. Then as a servant, as I am mind conscious, my energy consciousness, I am one connected with God. It's called Shaktopaya. I am connected with God as Shakti, energy. Then as Shambhavapaya, I, whatever I call as I is not real. Then only God is there. That's called Shambhavapaya or Advaita. Now the texts of these are very different. Okay, teaching is very different, and the teachings are very strictly maintained. Their boundary is strictly maintained. The teaching boundary. So possibly in I think Shaktopaya also is not there in your South India, because many Siddhas are very experts in Shaktopaya.
Yeah, they're there, but these 3 entities, that 3 vastus are there, and then this Maya is also 3. Shuddha Maya,
Shuddha Maya, Shuddha Maya,
Shuddha Maya,
Shuddha Maya.
and then this Playa, the Jivas in the 3, it's like a pyramid. And whatever you construct, this Anava doesn't come within this boundary. It is still outside
Outside.
This, outside even Siva Tattva. There is Atma Tattva, Vidya Tattva, then there is Shiva Tattva.
Shiva Tattva.
24 and 7 and 5. This is exactly, that is how this 36 comes. This Anava Mala is outside of this. Like whatever you do, the Anava Mala is something that can be like submissive, controlled, but never killed. Like it's like a seed, like
Yeah.
there is.
The Anavamala concept I will tell you in this thing.
Yeah, that's why I said Anava and
Yeah.
Ahankara are different.
No, I mean I'll try to bring the Anavamala concept in the way I understood. I don't know the way the text is understood. Right? See, in our yogic Vedantic philosophy, there is a universal projection which is called Maya Shakti, and individual ignorance called Avidya. Okay, a individual subject is Avidya. Jiva, he has Avidya from time immemorial, Anadikala. So probably the Anavamala refers to Jiva Avidya in that sense, which is there from time immemorial. Now in Vishishta, in Dvaita, what they maintain, that the Avidya of the Jiva, or separation from God, will never go even after liberation. It is perpetual. In Dvaita.
Correct.
It is eternal. Okay, I am separate from God. Even in Mukti, I am separate from God.
Correct.
So that is actually strictly Dvaita maintains that. Dvaita will not even say that separation from God will not go. Then they'll ask in some teachings are in Upanishad, right? Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi is there. And Jiva becomes one with God, Brahman becomes one with God, like water drop becomes one with the ocean, they'll say. Right? That's the teaching is there in Upanishad. So Dvaita they'll say, Tattvamasi is Atattvamasi. The teaching of Tattvamasi is Atattvamasi. The Shvetaka is very egoistic. He comes to father and I know everything. The father says Atattvamasi. You think you know you are God, you are not God. Atattvamasi. Okay? In very angrily, he is teaching 9 times, he is shouting at Shvetaka that you are not God. You cannot be God. You are separate from God. That's teaching of Tattvamasi becomes Atattvamasi in Dvaita. Then Mukti is there. In Mukti, river becomes one with the ocean. So Dvaita teachers will come and say, river becomes one with the ocean. Okay, even a water drop falls into the ocean. The water drop has its identity. How one drop can mix with other drops? Apparently they can mix them, but the drop itself will have identity. So that a Jiva, even after merges Paramatma in Mukti, Jiva will have separate identity. That's what they maintain in Dvaita philosophy. The Dvaita philosophy is, the similar thing is maintained in Anavapaya. Anavamala, according to me, is Maya which is covering the Jiva. Is there from time immemorial. It will not go even after Mukti.
Yes.
Right? So that's exactly same thing is maintained in Advaita.
Look at Nataraja. There is that Moyalaka. I am telling only Tamil because I am yet to learn.
Moyalaka means what?
There is one person
Person.
lying down.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, who's looking up, the feet that is
Yeah.
dancing. That's called kunchita pada.
Yeah, yeah.
So they lifted up.
Yeah.
So that will be there.
Yeah.
So and he has got this Trodana Sakti and Anugraha Sakti.
Anugraha
There are two.
Shakti.
These are also this
Right.
Siddhanta
Yeah.
philosophy. So one is to ensure that you get dipped into the
Yeah.
samsara.
Yeah.
The another is one
Got
to liberate you. And,
Yeah.
and
Anugraha and Tirodhana.
Yeah. Tirodhana.
Shiva as a master, Pashupati, he has Anugraha Shakti and Tirodhana Shakti.
Tirodhana.
Okay. This is all philosophy. Okay, I'll tell my own experience. I am born as Dvaita. I strongly believe in Dvaita. I strongly studied Dvaita philosophy, and I believe Dvaita philosophy is very good. And Dvaita philosophy is very good for bhakti. I am 100% clear. The way they teach, everything is bhakti. So bhakti is required according to me for Chitta Shuddhi. And when bhakti is there, don't say I and Paramatma are one. Then your bhakti will get diluted. Right? You say I and my boss are one. Then what work you'll do? So your whole purpose of bhakti is Chitta Shuddhi. Then you say God is Pashupati, he is master. I am Pashu. That's how I started actually. Shiva is sitting somewhere, I am the servant. Okay? That's how it started. This is called Veda. In Dvaita philosophy, emphasizes that. Anavopaya, what he speaks of, emphasizes that. There is no question of oneness. Even if we merge with Shiva, it will be separate. Okay? So then I moved into Vishishta Advaita, because I moved into mental plane. Then with Jnana, I went into Advaita plane. So in a sense, I have all the three understanding: Dvaita, Vishishta Advaita, Advaita. So in my opinion, these three are different philosophies given to each different level of a standpoint. Body conscious Jiva, you are giving Anavopaya, Veda. When you are mind conscious, you become Veda. And when you are self, you are coming closer to self, it is called Abeda. Or there's the philosophy.
See, the thing is, in the real life, that distinction is not very clear. As you progress.
No, this distinction, this teaching, everything has come from master. Please understand. Earlier days, you had a master, a guru. Guru will take you, now you are ready for second standard, third standard. Now what has happened? The whole system has collapsed.
System collapse, yeah. So in this way, from a practical, now that we have to deal with the world as it
In
is,
earlier days, in real original system, so basically how I'll tell you this system, how it works in Gurukula. In Gurukula, first they will not teach you are Brahman. So you have to do Upasana for Brahman. The Brahmopadesha means Brahman is in you, you have to become one like Brahman, but you are not ready. So you have to do Karma Yoga. So in Gurukula, first teaching is Karma Yoga. 16 years is Karma Yoga. Then Upasana, you do Yajna every day. So you pray to God, pray to Brahman. So there your Brahman is not taught. Okay? The whole purpose of Gurukula system is Upasana and Karma Yoga and Karma Kanda. Karma Kanda is ritual. Rituals are very important because it brings a discipline. On this sthiti, you have to get up at 3:30 in the morning, you have to do this. I'm saying it brings a discipline in life. That's why the purpose of Karma Kanda. Then Upasana is to bring devotion. Okay? Now here you have to understand the Karma Kanda and Upasana. Karma Kanda is physical level. Upasana is the mental level. Upasana involves visualization. Now Upasana is right brain oriented. Jnana is left brain oriented. So now left brain, right brain integration is what they are looking for before you come to Jnana. Okay, now Chitta Shuddhi means his mind has become pure. Then his head and heart integrations happen. Okay, now today when people come to Jnana, this whole system has collapsed. Now they come to Jnana, I study Advaita. I'm not listening because heart is not integrated with head.
correct. That's where the
Suppression. So the Upasana, the Puja Vidya is preparing you for discipline. Preparing you for right brain or the faculties of right brain. That's what is called Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta Shuddhi prepares you for Jnana, not otherwise. This is my understanding. Simple. And I have seen this experience of Chitta Shuddhi, how it happens step by step, progressively. So Veda approach of Veda is Karma Kanda first, Upasana Kanda first, then Jnana Kanda. So Karma Kanda, you are told Brahman is there. Brahman is there. You do rituals, puja for that. Upasana Kanda, you meditate, you are one with that. And Jnana Kanda is you are one with Brahman. So this is actually considered as Veda, Abeda. It will come to this level.
No, here there are Purvapaksha, there are questions. I mean, from not just some 6 or 12, some more than 24 schools of thoughts. I mean, including atheists, there are 3-4 schools of
Yeah, yeah.
Buddhists. and
Pura
all of
Pakshis,
that.
yeah.
So in this, the question is like, if you enjoy moksha, who is enjoying?
Yeah.
If you are one,
Yeah.
who is enjoying?
Yeah.
I mean, to enjoy,
Yeah.
you have to be.
You have to be separate.
You have to be
That's exactly what is taught in Dvaita and Vishishtadvaita.
Yeah.
You will enjoy moksha.
Yeah.
Okay? In Advaita, there's no enjoyer. Enjoyer has disappeared.
Yeah.
So now these people, the person who is Dvaita, you'll get confused. If I am not there to enjoy moksha, then what is the purpose of doing sadhana?
I don't even know what is that.
Why the hell I should do sadhana? So that's why Dvaita will clearly say, you will be there in moksha, you will be there with Bhagavan, you will be separate from Bhagavan, you will enjoy there, Vaikunta.
Yeah.
In Vishishtadvaita, you are separate from God, but you
serve
connect,
God.
you serve God, you will enjoy.
Yeah, you serve
Okay?
God.
In
He
Advaita,
says only you enjoy.
you are not there, only God is there. Then why should I do sadhana?
Yeah, so there's a danger there. That's why they.
Okay, so this actually understanding final mukti phala, Dvaita very clearly, strictly maintains. Okay, you will merge with God, but you are still separate. A drop of water falls into ocean, but still drop will retain individuality. Like that, it will retain individuality. That will say very clearly. So basically, this is to avoid confusion in each stage of growth. Right, primary school kid, it's like primary school kid. You're studying physics, Newton's law, gravity for apple falls on Newton's head. Then you say, no, this is all false. Say, quantum mechanics is reality. There's no apple, there's no Newton. It's all energy. Then this kid will get confused. So don't tell that, no. Each school, each system thought they'll maintain very strict, what I'm saying, scriptures and integrity of teaching.
But there is no one school which says that this is a primary school, this is a high school,
There's,
and this is a college.
okay.
There's no one school.
No,
that
no,
says that.
there is one school.
Okay.
Your question is, there's no one school which says this is primary school, this is middle school, this is high school. There's one school, always. A realized master is one school. Okay, realized master knows exactly where you stand and he helps you move. See, this is not a school. A teacher is required. Without teacher, the system doesn't work. The realized master is supposed to know Anavamala, you practice Anavamala, then you go to then you go to next level. Without the guidance of the realized master, this won't work. The system collapses. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had 12 disciples. Okay, and he will tell very strictly which disciple has to do what. So for one disciple, he says you do puja only. Okay, you don't bother what Narendra is doing. Vivekananda. Narendra he says don't get into puja room. You only study that this thing, Ashtavakra Gita. Okay, don't worry about puja. Okay, Narendra is destined for Advaita. This puja guys are destined for Advaita. One day, Narendra goes into the room of puja guys. This guy is taking one stone and doing puja. Okay, what stupidity is this? Okay, so Narendranath starts laughing. And you are praying that shown as mother, what puja you are doing. Narendranath is only taught Advaita. And Ramakrishna Paramahamsa didn't teach rituals and puja to him. So then he laughs at that fellow. Then he takes that vigraha, stone vigraha, and throws into river. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa sees in vision and he gets wild, angry with Vivekananda. He shouts at him, who told you what is wrong? Okay? Who told you are right? For you what I am teaching is right, for him what I am teaching is right. You cannot compare one right with the other right. It is his evolution that is required. It's your evolution this is required. So do not mix up these two. He shouts at them and brings back the stone and keeps it there. This is what happened in case of 12 Shishyas of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And Ramakrishna Paramahamsa himself was master of 64 Vidyas, Tantra and all those things. He is well versed in that. But his Shishyas only are capable of handling only 3. Puja, ritual, devotion, meditation and Jnana. But Ramakrishna Paramahamsa were well versed in more than 64 types of sadhanas. So we should not mix up one type of sadhana, one type of philosophical system with others. That is until that person is ready. Now who guides this? A realized master is required. Otherwise it won't happen. Transition won't happen smoothly. Confusion will happen. There's no one school which integrates all these. The one school which integrates all these is called a realized master. It is like a doctor, sir. cough is a common symptom. So one cough says cough is because of you drink cold water, ice cream. Another says it's because of bacteria. Another says virus. Okay, all the three textbooks are correct only. Cold is also problem, virus is also problem, bacteria is also problem. Who tells which is correct? Only a good experienced doctor is to tell, no? Which medicine you require? Books will tell. Which books will tell? What I will take for cough? Everything is looks right. Cold is also right, bacteria is also right, virus is also right. How do I decide? Unless there's a good doctor who says, looks at your symptoms, says, this is the medicine. Similarly, there's one school which integrates all this is called realized master. Without that, things won't work. There will be gaps.
No, I still have doubts.
Okay.
See, if you take Bhakti, Prahalada, Meera.
Okay, this is a different question or same question?
Same.
Okay.
So, so they are supposed to have merged, got moksha in their path, which was meant for that jiva. So, I am not able to relate to the thing of like, oh, this is the first standard, the bhakti is the, or whatever, the lower grade, and then they
There's no lower and higher.
Okay.
We are not speaking of lower and higher at all.
Okay.
We are speaking of the aptitude of jiva. It's not lower and higher.
Okay.
Veda is not lower than Abeda. It is the jiva aptitude. I'll tell you why it comes. Okay? It is not, that's why Ramakrishna Paramahansa was very strict. You should not compare what he is doing with what you are doing. Okay? So your question is, let's take the next question. Just stop this recording and we'll go to the next question. So here, it's not about right and wrong, higher and lower. These systems are not about that. So your question is, Meera got a mukti, then different saints got a mukti, Prahlada got a mukti.
They are the best of the
They got different type of mukti,
bhakta.
right? Now, how bhakti can be lower than jnana? Nobody is saying that. That only philosophers will say. Okay? Veda, Abeda, there's not higher and lower. It's a standpoint. It's a standpoint of the jiva.
No, I got into that question because
Yeah.
you said like it's like the primary.
No.
middle
I
school
gave
and
I gave example. Primary middle school has given an example.
there is a concept of lower and
No,
higher.
I didn't bring concept over. I said the texts are different. I would have said science subject is different from chemistry subject.
Okay.
So do not mix up. And possibly what will happen? This Veda jiva can move into Abeda, Veda. So there can be progression. Or Veda jiva can die in the Veda only. So now the mukti is of two types we are speaking of. Sadhyo mukti and Krama mukti. They are different. Krama mukti is typically for yoga. Bhakti yoga, Kriya yoga, Kundalini yoga, Karma yoga. Krama mukti is there. Krama mukti means progressive purification. So progressive purification, what happens? Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya and Savitya. 4 times. Now, what is the difference between the Krama mukti and Sadhyo mukti? Sadhyo mukti is jnana. In Krama mukti, the jiva is all depend on jiva. What type of jiva? Jiva has a strong sense that I am imperfect. God is perfect. Imperfection is deeply embedded in the jiva. By its birth, by vasana, whatever is that. We can't understand why. So jiva feels I am imperfect. To become one with God, I need a perfection. Otherwise, God cannot accept me. That's the concept. It's true for our life also. No? Oh, this job I want, the top company, I'm not perfect. I have to study and become like that. So sense of imperfection is there, sense of separation is there for the jiva. The jiva cannot even think of becoming one with God until the imperfection is removed. Okay. So this is the standpoint of jiva. The standpoint can be body standpoint, mind standpoint, body or mind standpoint. So then the people in this path, bhakti, they try to make a progression step by step. It's called krama. Okay. Sopan. So now in the krama mukti, jiva feels I am separate from God. Definitely I am separate. I cannot think I am one with God. It's like a common man thinking I am a prime minister. It's impossible. Okay. Even you tell that God only saying that, he cannot understand. He will not accept it. So for him, you are imperfect. Accept it. Now try to become perfect in whatever way you want. Whatever way. This is the way. So first step he told him, is do puja, ritual. That actually the concept of bringing puja ritual is to bring God into your place, salokya. So when you do a Ganesha and do Vigraha puja, we are inviting Ganesha into the Vigraha. That means Ganesha come to your loka. That's called salokya. So he'll do puja, he'll offer naivedya, he'll do namaskara, all those things. Salokya. Now for salokya, which is actually strictly Dvaita, I am separate from God, I am totally imperfect. The God is perfect. Okay? I am doing service to God. Actually for salokya guy, in Dvaita system, if he says you are one with God, he will say, he can't hear blasphemy. Okay? He will say, either he'll commit suicide or he'll kill the other person. That much of blasphemy is there.
Yeah, they just can't tolerate.
They can't tolerate. Okay? They cannot tolerate. Even here the word is intolerable. So, yes, you are separate from God. You have to become perfect. You have to develop divine qualities. You have to purify yourself. So that at least go closer to God. Not forget about becoming God. Then he will do puja. He will be very strict. He will develop divine qualities. That's what is called salokya. Because God is still in my loka. Now, if the person dies in this concept, then he will go to loka of God. When he is alive, God will come to his loka. God will come to his world. After his death, he dies in this consciousness. He will go to the loka of the God, provided he has he dies with the consciousness of God. If he dies with some other consciousness, he will go somewhere else. Okay. Salokya is the way you do upasana. Invite God, offer naivedyam. Then if he dies in that salokya consciousness, after his death, he will be born in the loka of Devata. When in the earthly plane, God will come to your loka. After death, you will go to the loka of God. This is called salokya. That's called mukti for him. That's all the mukti. It's not becoming one with God. Just be in the presence of God, do service to God is called mukti. Your definition of mukti is his definition of mukti is that much only. Okay, don't compare with the mukti of somebody else. Right? It's like saying, I am happy in doing software. Okay, software is my ideal profession. The commerce fellow says, no, yeah, calculation is my ideal. Do not compare this fellow with that fellow. For him, the mukti means to be in the presence of God doing service. Don't compare some other mukti which is merging with God. For him, that's the perfect. This is called salokya. Then what happens in salokya? A deeper and deeper purification happens. Then he will become samipya. So then physical plane, he will go to mental plane. Then what will happen to him? He will start developing some of the divine qualities in himself. Okay, now his purification has happened, improved. So if he is worshipping Shiva, some vairagya will come into his life. Less like Shiva. He is mentally close. Now he has moved into samipya. Okay, he has gone closer to God. If you look at a king, the servants who are less qualified or not very close to the king, they are kept very far away. They are in the salokya. Then somebody who has come to closer to the king, they understand the mind of the king. So they are closer to king. So these people who die in samipya consciousness, they will go closer to God. They will be near God, doing service. Then that loka. In this loka, they feel God is very near to me. Okay, it's called samipya. Right? Then comes the sarupya. Sarupya means now most of the divine qualities are manifesting in you. You are of the same form. Then they are called antaranga. I mean, they are very close to God. See, that's if you say, think a palace has many gates. The outer gate is salokya. The inner gate is samipya. And the innermost gate is one who has attained sarupya. So they will be very close to God because they have same qualities as God. Inner qualities. Vairagya or dharma, whichever deity they are worshipping. Then some people will become sayujya. Sayujya means they are feeling, they are at this sayujya level, they feel they are instrument of God. Okay? I am the living instrument of God. So then what happens? They will become instrument of God in sayujya. They will become like an example of they become one hand, one finger. They are separate from God but still an instrument. That's called sayujya mukti. Sayujya mukti is not same as sadhya mukti. Still there is identity. Like finger is separate from my hand, but still is part of me. Like that I am instrument of God. As an instrument of God I am separate from God. But as God is the one who is wielding the instrument, that way I am one with God. Like that they start feeling. So that feeling has to happen in the earthly plane, then it will happen in the higher plane. So this mukti is called salokya, samipya, sarupya, sayujya. Is for bhakta. Now a gnani starts with a point that a person who goes on gnana path starts with a point that other than God there can be anything else. Okay? If I am so he starts with a point, in the God's creation there cannot be imperfection. How can I be imperfect? Okay? In God's creation everything is perfect. So I am made in the image of God, and God only is running through me. I am not there. So I don't have to become perfect. As what I am today is perfection of God. So God cannot make an imperfect me. How can God make an imperfect? It's like a great sculptor, great designer makes a mistake, defect. Can he make a defective mistake called me? He can't. I am perfect as God is. As according to God's will I have happened. Now God only is operating this. That's why I am one with God. So he starts with the point of perfection. Perfection as God's creation. Okay. I don't have to become any perfect. All that I have to understand is separation from God is illusion. Jnana only separates, frees me. So that's called Sadyomukti. Now Sadyomukti, he will drop the ignorance. Then he realizes God only is there. That's called Jnana. Sadyomukti. Sadyomukti is here only. Whereas Kramamukti is time, takes time. Sadyomukti doesn't take time. It's all here and now.
Is that like Jivan Mukti also?
Jivan Mukti and Sadyomukti are the same thing. Whereas, see,
Not Vidya.
Jivan Mukti, no, Vidya Mukti also, I'll tell you Vidya Mukti. Jivan Mukti is for a Jnani. Okay, it's a paradox. Your Jiva is there and Mukti is there. Jiva and Mukti both came together. In normally Mukti is, Jiva is not there, Mukti is there. Okay, whereas in case of for a Jnani, Mukti happens in the body-mind complex when he is alive. Understanding that he is not Jiva, but still he is able to leave that Mukti. Okay. In case of Bhakta, Mukti is after death, not alive. Okay? Bhakta's Mukti is after death. Jnani's Mukti when he is alive. They are different. So now, they are totally different. But you cannot say this is greater, this is smaller. This is their aptitude here. This is attitude. One devotee of Bhakta, he is a great devotee. He wrote me a mail. He lives in Middle East. He wrote me. The same question he asked, Sadhya Mukti and Krama Mukti. Sayujya Mukti, I explained Sayukya, Samipya, Sarupya, Sayujya. And he says, what kind of idiot wants to become one with God? His question is, what idiot wants to become one with God? Alright? And being with God is enjoyable. Why should somebody become merge with God? Loses all enjoyment. I don't want that. Then this lady is there, right? Prema Pondri, very great Harikatha. She says, telling God's name, chanting God's name is so blissful. I want to enjoy this bliss. I never want to become one with God. I want to eat sugar, but I never want to become sugar. Okay? So for Gnani, person who is Jnana path, he says there was never only sugar. Only you are seeing different names and form. Okay? And there's no imperfection at all in creation. I am perfect as imperfect. If there's deficiency in me, that's perfect only. If you are imperfect, it's perfection of God. That's what he says. Whereas Bhakta says, I am imperfect because of my own problems. So, there are two different paths. There's no point in comparing what is what. It's an aptitude. Somebody takes engineering, somebody takes medical, somebody takes art. We can't say why you are taking art, why you are taking not medical. There are two paths. Very simple way to say. The path of a cat's baby and monkey's baby. Cat's baby and monkey's baby. Okay. Cat's baby, cat will carry the baby. Monkey's baby has to hold on to the mother. Okay. Onus is on monkey's baby. Cat's baby, onus is on the God. Onus is on the mother. A Bhakta says onus is on the mother. A Dani says I only have to drop my ignorance. Okay. But I would say cat's way and monkey's way both are not required. Simply surrender to God. Do your karma, do your devotion, and live a path of Dana. Do not worry about these very fine differences. So basically for me, it is very simple. Head, hands and heart and energy has to get integrated. You have to become integrated personality, and that integrated person you have to offer to God. Not a partial. So head and heart get integrated. When heart is full of love, devotion and what I call as gratitude. That's head. The head is the heart. The head is clear when there is no sense of separation. Okay, hands are clear when you do service. Energy is clear. Your energy system, it goes to sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna, stays mostly in sattva. So then you are integrated person. That integrated person is whole, and that integrated person only is able to see sarvam kalayavarma aham brahmasmi. Both he is able to see. Others will get disconnected. A a person who says everything Jagat is mithya, 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 he feels so disconnected from the world. He doesn't feel that integration. Okay? For me, it is a one whole. If you have to one whole, you have to experience head, heart, and hands and energy have to integrate with one reality. You have to see God everywhere and you see God nowhere. Then only it's complete. If you see God nowhere only, then you will not be you will be unfit to live in the world. You will feel still something is missing.
So this the Siddhanta again says there are these three. If you take any Mahavakya, Brahmasutra. So yeah, there are popularly three Vakyas are there, but then there is Nilakanta is one, and there is one more. So what it says is it's not like this is true and only this is true. Not like that. That is like one dry, woodenai, verai. That is same and then along with you and then separate. All three are simultaneously true.
Yeah.
So that is the
Eko Sat Vipraha Bodha Vadanti. One truth, wise men will say in three different ways. Now, why they say in three different ways? Because the listeners are three types. So we'll ask where Madhvacharya is not realized because he is speaking of Advaita, or Vishishtadvaita he is not realized. Is the realization only one? See, whether what they have realized we don't know. But whom they are addressing, please know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So if you don't understand whom they are addressing, then communication will go wrong. The mistake will happen. So they are addressing people with the Veda, 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 Abeda. They will not mix up. This is my understanding.
Okay, I think it's clarity there. Some of my doubts got clear.
So, it is any philosophical system in India has three levels, three different systems. In Buddhism, Hinayana is equivalent of our Veda. Mahayana is equal to Veda Veda. And Vajrayana is like Abeda, or it's like Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, Advaita. In Vedic literature, it's equal to Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, and Dana Kanda. Okay?
So Prabhuji, these two also fall in line because you give three Adhyatmika, Adibhautika and
Adhyatmika Adibhautika.
that is again
No. Adhyatmika Adibhautika I gave to interpret the scriptures.
no, it's at the body level, mind
No.
level and the
Tapatraya.
transcendental level.
No. That I told in different way. I'll tell you why.
That's correct. But can we
No.
now
Don't mix up that and this. Okay. So I have given a system for interpreting scriptures. Adibhautika, Advaita, Adhyatmika. That I will tell separately. So is this question closed?
I agree. You said we were talking about Jivan Mukta and Videha.
Now the question is Jivan Mukta and Videha Mukta. So there is a viewpoint that ultimately body is suffering. Body is the cause of suffering. Mukti means Jivan Mukti is impossible. You cannot enjoy Mukti when your body is there. Okay? So that's why people have a concept of Videha Mukti. So they see great Mahatmas like Ramana Maharshi or Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, they have cancer, they also cry, they are not able to eat food. So they say they are Mukta, Jivan Mukti, they have realized they are Jivan Mukta, but the real Mukti for will happen when the body is dropped. It's called Videha Mukti. This is the viewpoint of the society. There are two different viewpoints. Society viewpoint and Gnani's viewpoint, they are not same. Okay, they are different viewpoints. Society will see Gnani functioning and speak about that, whereas Gnani sees in reality. So they are not same. From society Gnani point of view, Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti is simultaneous. When he realizes, Nanu, Nanembudu, Nanalla, Ideha, Manabuddhi, Nanalla, Sachidananda Atma, Shivanan Nane, Shivoham, Shivom. He realizes that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the body. So, then for him, if I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not. What is the question of Videha Mukti for him? For him, Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti is simultaneous from Gnani's point of view. But for Adnani, this Adnani's body is still walking, teaching. A lot of explanation has to be given to Adnani. Why this guy is doing like this? That explanation has to be given. For Adnani, it said Jivan Mukti is different from Videha Mukti. After he drops the Mukti, Videha Mukti. It's called Samadhi and Mahasamadhi. Nirvana and Parinirvana is given for the explanation of the people. For Gnani's point of view, Samadhi and Mahasamadhi is simultaneous. Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti is simultaneous. Nirvana and Parinirvana is simultaneous. For the Gnani's point of view. From world point of view, they are different. Okay? World point of view, Gnani, you said Mukta, his body is suffering. Still, how is still problem? until he drops the body, how can he be mukta? That's why Videha Mukti is there. So Adnani's viewpoint and Gnani's viewpoint are very different. Janaka Raja, who is actually Videha, is called Videha Janaka. He was a king.
Yeah, that's why Vaidehi.
He is called Vaidehi. Sita name Vaidehi comes from Janaka. Janaka Raja has no body, no concept of body, but he was still able to rule the kingdom. So people can't understand how a Gnani who is bodiless can rule the kingdom. So there are a lot of understanding is given, some details are given to why Gnani can function through body, what he functions, all those things are given only from Adnani point of view. From Gnani point of view, the matter is over once he gets Gnana.
So in Brahmasutras, when you explain the 4.2.15 and 16, which talk about the how for a gnani the subtle body not just to back to Panchabutas. So that was again from Atmani point.
Just from Adnani point. For Gnani, he has become free from causal body, subtle body, and gross body. From Gnani, he is not, I am not any body. Now, but Gnani's body is roaming around. Okay? For Adnani, you have to tell, okay, Gnani's causal body is gone, then subtle body is gone, gross body is dropped. Like that, we have to explain from Adnani's point of view. So, Adnani's point of view is given, but Gnani's point of view is totally different. And Gnani's point of view, Adnani can never understand fully until he becomes Gnani. So,
Scriptures explaining from Atmani.
whom is for see?
Scriptures are read by Atmani.
See, for whom is the scripture?
That is correct.
For whom is the scripture? Right? For whom is the textbook?
It's all called Aparanyana. All, including all the Vedas, everything.
Why Adnani's point of view is why Adnani point of view is scripture is explained? So basically, for Gnani has no need of scripture. So that's why in Upanishad it said, Vedaha bhavanti avedaha. Vedas become useless for Gnani. Okay, but he doesn't say it's useless. He says it's very useful for the Adnani's point of view. So Vedas are useful for Adnani's only. So
It's like to lit the fire, you need one stick. And once it is done, the stick also you have to.
Yeah. To lit the fire, you need a stick. After burning the fire, you have to burn the stick also. So Vedas are addressing Adnani, and Adnani's viewpoint has to be adequately represented. So explanation is given point. If you ask same question to Ramana Maharshi, what happened to subtle body of Adnani? They say, first find out who you are. That means you become Dani and then you'll know. You'll not give the explanation. But scriptures will not say. Scripture will feel poor. Okay, poor fellow, he wants to learn. Then it says, subtle body of Dani will dissolve, gross body will dissolve. They'll say. The scriptures are given as help and aid to Adnanis. So that's why if you look at Dattatreya picture, right? Dattatreya. So there are 4 dogs sitting near Dattatreya. The 4 dogs are the Vedas. See, how we can say dogs are Vedas are compared to dogs. Okay? So what they are symbolizing is the Vedas follow Gnani. Gnani doesn't have to follow Veda. Okay? Whereas Adnanis have to follow Vedas like dogs until they get Gnana. That's it. Dog symbology is given. Symbol is given Dattatreya.
This silence one, there is one more concept. Talk about 224 lokas and prapanchas and you become. It is like a goal. If I am from a village, I don't know IIT. I don't know Himalayas. I don't know Kailasa. I mean, I know only the nearby hill. So I know only small things I know. So if I want that, I can accomplish that. The issue here is most of us do not know the param. What is superior? That we don't know. So you can become what you want. Like if you identify with Jesus, you can become Jesus. Muhammad, you can become that one. So Shiva, Vishnu, whatever, all these things. So that is the way it is.
That's the way.
You want something, you will get that thing. So the trouble is like in you not knowing.
Okay, so your question, this thing is, there are many lokas and many types of beings are explained in scriptures. In Buddhism they say 34 lokas. In Sanatana Dharma we say 14 lokas. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Tala, Atala, Rasatala, Patala, Bhuloka, Bhavarloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka. In all our life, we don't know what is absolute. We always see somebody and follow them nearby. See, for example, I come from a family. I thought completion of SLC itself is great. I didn't know the college exists, and even college exists for me conceptually. It's only for rich people. We are not eligible for that. Then my classmate joins. This much only fees. Oh, I can also join. Then I want to join college. Then after science, then I didn't know engineering and medical are the only two options. Then IIT, we didn't even know. So my friend says, I join engineering. Somebody says I become doctor. Because doctor looks very nice, white cloth and a stethoscope. Why doctor? The stethoscope and white cloth looks nicer than engineer who doesn't wear a dress. He doesn't wear a uniform. Right? I want to become doctor. Then you cannot get God. Then you will become engineer. So always our aspiration is limited to what we see. Okay? We try to become what we see. We don't know what's absolute. Right? So the spiritual journey goes based on what we see. Okay? It's incremental. We progressively go through many lifetimes incrementally. We don't know what is param or supreme.
Yeah, so they think the pralaya, different levels of pralaya. So then from that state, after the body, you go there, then
Again start.
Then you get again start.
Again, it will continue forever. The life is not never ending. So it will go through pralaya or dissolution. Again, you will come back. Finally, you start from a point. It's like a software. No, whatever point you stop, and you start from next level. And it cannot think of the supreme, final. Okay. Here the catch is, none of us can know the supreme. Okay. Only supreme has to tell us no. That is called grace. A blind man will never know what is light. Okay. He has no way of knowing light. He can only see, touch. Oh, he can understand this is soft, this is hard. He is limited to what he can touch and feel. All of us are like blind men. Okay. We have no way of knowing what is light. To know the light, somebody with the eyes has to do surgery. Then only you have to get through. That's why I say all realizations because of grace. Which doctor comes and does our surgery, I don't know. Without grace, the param will never open up to you, anybody. That's my view. All that what has happened in my life is grace. Okay, why the grace came to me, that also I don't know. I can't understand. That's why grace is called acausal. You can't understand the cause also. All that I am saying is, I am blessed because grace appeared in my life. What reason it appears, I don't know. Why I have become eligible, I can't explain. But all that I can say is a blind man will never be able to understand light until a person with eyes can give him eyes. So that person with the eyes can give him eyes is called grace. It's called, then only he can see the supreme. So that's why only when Mahatma comes in our life, because of whatever reason, that is called grace, we'll never be able to understand what is supreme. It's only grace which can uplift us. Otherwise, we are we are closed room, we are blind. The grace is required. But then there is somewhere it hurts. I can do some effort also. I can get out of this also. How can I say I am not able? That's like surrender. How can I surrender? I have to do something about it. How can I surrender? I have to do something about it. What can you do about surrender?
Classic debate of
Free will versus fate. Right?
Yeah.
So,
do you have free will?
So then our scriptures say, no, you have a feeling of this thing, do it now. Okay. All sadhana is to understand limitation of sadhana. All sadhana is to understand by sadhana you cannot achieve the supreme. Okay. The simple principle of life is sadhana cannot lead you to supreme. But nobody has got supreme without sadhana. Sadhana is to exhaust your ego to find limit. Then you can't do anything about it.
All this is aparanyana, Vedas, nothing is going to lead as it is. Then why should we study?
Yeah.
So how does it help? I mean, you can do it without that. But then why are some of us studying or listening, trying to understand?
So why we are then if all this is aparadnana, all scriptures in Maya, so why you are doing that? Why I have to study? Because deep inside you are feeling that I can be free from this mess I am in. Who says so? Your Atma says so, because the king for a beggar, a king is dreaming as a beggar. Beggar feels I can be free from this, because who says not the beggar, king says. The king is saying I can't, because king is a part of the dream. King says no, this is not comfortable. So similarly your Atma, the inner self, says you have to do something about it. Okay, I have given the scripture. Read it. This reading for the scripture doesn't come from your mind. It comes from Antaprarepana. The voice of God guides you. Without voice of God guiding you, you cannot come to scripture. You can't come to spirituality. That voice of God, which is coming from inside you, will say, read the scripture. Do this satsanga.
See, no matter how many times many people tell me, don't read this, don't read scriptures, don't read Sanskrit. However many times, however powerfully they tell, I cannot stop it.
I cannot stop reading scriptures. I cannot go into satsang because people tell you not to do.
Because they said, inquire, enough.
No, but your inner voice who is guiding you,
Yeah.
okay, tells you, do this the right thing to do. Okay, outer voices are irrelevant there. So I'll tell you the levels of spiritual. You can stop this, I'll tell something else. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha. Entire world is Prakriti, the nature. Sattoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna is driving people. They think that I am the doer, I am enjoyer, I am the knower. The Prakriti is actually, we are actually yantra rudani manava. All human beings are like robots. Sri Krishna used the word called yantra, means machines. I will use the modern word called biorobots. All of us are biorobots. Okay? And we run and execute our programs. And in executive program, I say I have free will also. Okay? Like a biorobot in paving, I am only doing this. So, according to robot, it's correct only. He has a free will. But according to reality, it's not. According to reality, it's only Prakriti is doing, nature is doing. So the question is, robot has a clear will that I am only doing this. The programmer knows it's only program which is doing it. Okay? Both are correct. Robot's point of view is correct, and program's point of view is correct. So now, everybody is doing mechanically. And this is mechanically what is going on. Okay? And here the evolution is only by looking at the next closest thing. Okay, I look at somebody, then I try to go. It's like a progressive, incremental. But from here, somebody will move upwards. The journey is horizontal or little bit vertical. Horizontal journey is from karma to karma, birth to birth. Vertical journey is closer to God, higher level evolution. Now, higher level evolution cannot happen in this circle, this horizontal circle, because horizontal circle, everybody wants to keep you trapped. Nobody is comfortable for you to escape the velocity, right? Going from this thing, it's like you are doing a good work for your boss here. Okay? Now, you are looking for a job. Why does boss want to leave you? He'll make sure that you are there. He'll put some bond, he'll put some condition, he'll give some temptation to keep you there. Nobody in the world, in the horizontal world, nobody wants to be able to escape from this grid, matrix. So everybody tries to keep you safe within their limit. If husband goes to satsang, wife will get jittery. Okay? If wife is going to satsang, husband will doubly jittery. Not that by going to satsang they will get elevated or liberated, but at least going itself is positive. Huh? So, if somebody says, I want to go become spiritual and all, other people will be very uncomfortable. And when I was sitting in meditation, my mother was feeling very uncomfortable. Okay? If he'll become sannyasi one day, what will happen? She is just married. Okay? My wife didn't say that. Wife was not worried. But my mother-in-law or relatives, they are worried. This becomes sannyasi. What will happen? Okay? So, something from above my orbit, I'm feeling uncomfortable. Everybody wants to keep in the orbit. The other day, one lady came. She has a grandson. One monk comes and looks at his son, young boy, and says, this boy is destined to become a monk when he becomes 20 years. I wish the mother has one more child. She has only one child. So then this lady tells me, so what's wrong with becoming a monk? I mean, if he becomes alcoholic or drunk or drug addict, he'll be more comfortable or what? We are more comfortable if somebody becomes alcoholic than becoming a monk. Because monk is going beyond my orbit. Right? So, like that, we want everything to be within our known limit. So somebody becomes spiritual, reading scriptures, they'll come and say, why you are reading? Why are you doing this? Okay.
Yeah, because they say, Rama, just ask one question, why do you read all this?
Yeah. So, then they'll say, always there is people who are discouraged. That's true in any field. Right? Actually, if my daughter wants to become an artist, I will question, why? Engineering is good, no? Because engineering I know. Art, why art? Unknown, no. So, unknown is always fear. Unknown is no comfort. But from this karmic cycle, if you have to come out, it is not easy. Within the karma, you can't learn lesson. Some higher input has to come. That I call anta prerepada. That's input from inside. God has to give you the pull. So that's called grace. From one orbit to another orbit, you have to get a grace. Otherwise, somebody comes and says, no, this is all karma, this is maya. They will not accept it. Because inner acceptance is not happening. The God is not telling you from inside that you have to get out of this. Okay? Unless the inner opening happens, the outer teaching will not help. So if you go, everybody in India knows about maya. Everybody in India knows about karma. But nobody wants to come out. Everyone knows about mukti. But nobody wants it. Because inner prayer pada, anta prayer pada has not happened. Anta prayer pada is called will of God. To lift you from karmic cycle. That's called grace. So then person will happen, he will go from karma to karma yoga or upasana. He will go start going satsang. Okay, he wants to get jnana. Chitta shuddhi also anta prarapana. The God only gives the will, purifies you. Here it happens two ways. From inside God and outside Guru, both are required. The inner pull and outer push, both are required. Just inner pull is also not sufficient because they won't know what to do. Willful concord. Inner pull and outer push happens. So the God comes from inside as anta prarapana, outside as a Guru. So then upliftment happens. Now person has come to jnana. Okay, chitta shuddhi may or may not have happened. He comes to jnana because of grace. The jnana also, he listens to jnana, but still there is a feeling that I have not realized. The inner breakthrough has not happened. That's why the blessing has to come from inside as Bhagavan's grace, from outside as Guru's grace. The grace alone is the path of mukti, liberation. Our all sadhana has to be done to exhaust the sadhana as means of sadhana. To exhaust and surrender totally, sadhana is required in our life. So inner will of God, inner pull from God, inner Guru has to give direction. Then whatever people outside doesn't matter. If inner voice is not coming, inner pull is not coming, you will fall for anything outer easily. And why inner guidance comes from some, why it doesn't come from some, I don't know. We can't say why grace is given to somebody, why not given to somebody, and what is karmic compression connection, I don't know. But ultimately inner and outer both together have to work. That's called grace.
Guruji, I think if I'm not mistaken, this question is like, why do you want to read scripture sadhana? Directly go to self-enquiry, what Ramana says.
Is that question?
Yeah, because that's normally what people say. Like, why do you spend so much time?
Okay,
So
why?
many births you are going to
Okay.
spend because you can't
Okay.
possibility in this birth.
Say, the question is, why do you want to spend to study scriptures? Why don't you go to Ramana yourself? Who am I? How many million people ask who am I? Who am I is the simplest path. Ask who am I a million times. See, Ramana Maharshi has put a disclaimer at the bottom. People don't read it. He says, Atma Vichara, self-enquiry is the direct path, shortest path. He says, disclaimer, for the mature and evolved seekers. Now, what is mature and evolved seekers? He doesn't define that. Okay, he says, for mature and evolved seekers, self-enquiry is the way. Now, the question is, am I mature or am I ready for self-enquiry? Who says so? The inner consciousness says. The Atma Guru says, what I need to do. The gap. Otherwise, there are so many modern neo-Vedantins, there are so many Vedantins, you don't have to do anything. Okay, you are already realized, you are already Brahman. Why do you have to do anything? Actually, you don't do self-enquiry also. Why should you do? You are Brahman, no? Okay, why should you do anything? You are Brahman only. Okay, that's the teaching. You don't do nothing. Even self-enquiry is useless. Okay, but this understanding doesn't look at the human nature as such. You are Brahman. If I tell you, do you feel satisfied? I mean, ultimately, it's your inner satisfaction has to be there. Are you able to do that? What are you missing? And then who says something is missing in life? It's your own consciousness saying. That gap has to be corrected. How do you correct the gap? I do sadhana or scripture study or make Mahatma. Something has to be done. Inner guidance is required. I guess there are so many teachings today, especially in the Western. You are already Brahman. Actually, there are so many so-called Vedantis, modern Vedantis. They don't understand Indian Vedanta is built on a robust system. The Vedanta system is not robust. Jnana Yoga is only, see if you look at Vedas, 98% is Karmakanda. Okay? Is this done without purpose? Then 2% is 1%, 1.5% upasana kanda, and 0.5% is dana kanda. And out of the 0.01% is which Atma Vichara, direct self-enquiry. I mean, this pyramid built just like that. It's built based on the nature of human beings. First, you bring discipline in your life, then upasana develops your heart, karma kanda reduces your vasanas and samskaras, vasana, upasana brings your chitta shuddhi and love, then integrate head. Head, heart and hand integration is done in this whole path. Now, just like saying you are Brahman, saying you are a billionaire. I mean, what kind of billionaire I am? Huh?
No, it fails because it doesn't remove the sorrow. I mean,
that's one thing. Ultimately,
like the first chapter, all of this starts from the Tapatrayam, some suffering, something incomplete. So that is not removed by.
That is not removed because the removal has to happen addressing all aspects of human living, head, heart, and hand. So just saying that you are Brahman, just saying like you are a millionaire, right? So our sorrow will not go.
But I'm not able to buy this. I'm not able to buy this. So how am I a millionaire? You're saying I'm a billionaire.
I'm not able to. How am not able? You are saying I'm Brahman, but I'm still miserable, right? So there's a conflict happens. You are miserable because your vasanas have not gone, your samskaras have not gone, your chitta shuddhi has not happened, and you are identifying with the vasana and samskara. If you don't identify vasana and samskara, okay, you can say I'm peaceful, but you identify. So how you are comfortable? How I am Brahman will help you? That's why I am Brahman teaching is given only for selected few. Now it's available abundantly in so if you are for a mature seeker, Aham Brahman teaching is given, is the end of suffering. That's why Shravana Matrina Mukti for a mature seeker. But he has matured through Karma Yoga, Karma Kanda, Upasana, and he is mature. He's like a ripe mango. Touch it, he'll fall. Ramana Maharshi says, Atma Vichara is sufficient. My Guru asked me only one question, who are you? That was the end of my journey. But for reaching that journey, I have spent 6 lifetimes coming there.
Another theory that we do not become
Maya.
So we need useful idiots to run the
world.
Not only the political
world.
system and the world.
If everybody can.
Vedanta Sakti, that Maya has to be there for the universe to function.
Yeah.
So until you wake up, you have to go through the.
No, there is a question that people ask. Entire world is run by Maya. If everybody gets mukta, who will run the world? Right? So mukti is only for selected few. Huh?
Where is the play?
Where is the play? Right? So running the world is none of my business. Okay? My business is my suffering. I want to get rid of my suffering. Whether everybody gets out of the world, somebody gets mukti, I don't know. All that I am doing is get rid of my suffering. Okay? So the world has a concept that everybody gets mukti, who will run the world? That's why nobody should become. That's why sannyasi, very few people. Actually, the sannyasis who become sannyasi are actually useless fellows who are going out of the world. Okay? So mukti is not for everybody. Samsara is for everybody. That's what they say. Who will go by these words, right? Ultimately, I am suffering. I want to get rid of my suffering. I am looking for some solution. Okay? If the world is running or not running is not my business, yaar. Why should I bother about it? It's business of Bhagavan. Yes, Nikhil, very silent.
He has no questions.
So this typically the kings will have this thing, right? If the son becomes a sannyasi, who will run my kingdom? Like that.
The example of king and the beggar, the only difference is here, it's the king's son gets lost when he is very young and is adopted in a jungle.
Yeah.
And so he
Thinks he's a
lives
beggar.
with those people and then he thinks he's a hunter and all that. So then king comes one day and then finds out that it is my son who's here. He tells him, no, you are my son. So the difference is only that. And then, but he doesn't believe that. And so he has all these habits. And it is very difficult for him to let go of these things. That is the example given for the three.
Okay, I'll tell you this example. Yeah, I'll tell you. See, it's very easy to tell Tattvamasi, you are Brahman. Okay. Why do you need all scriptures? all scriptures, you are God, Brahman. But problem is you are thinking you are God actually. But your concept of God is wrong. Everybody thinks I am right. Even a criminal says I am right. That means everybody believes that they are God deep inside. Okay. And for every husband, for his wife, I am God only. Practically, you have concept of I am God actually, but wrong God. Okay. The real God concept is not there. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am God is not there. I am God with the body, mind and intellect. That's the problem. And that's the problem suffering in the world. Actually, problem in the world today is I am God. False God. When you become real God, when you understand Tattvamasi. So you are that. You have to go Tattvamasi. What is big deal? I am God. Already I am thinking I am God. It will boast his ego. There was one king at the time of Krishna, Sri Krishna. He is very jealous of Krishna. Everybody worships Krishna, people are worshipping Krishna. He says, what is big deal of Krishna? Krishna has Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. He also gets some fake Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma and he starts saying, I am also avatar. Okay? So we are all fake gods. As body and mind and intellect, we are fake gods. In fact, please tell me one person who thinks he is not right. Even the criminal says he will justify why he is criminal. Everybody thinks they are right. In deep inside they know they are God. But they are fake gods because they are identifying the body, mind and intellect. So without right teaching, you cannot come out of it. The social conditioning is deep. Then some great guy comes in. Why do all this social deconditioning? You just say, inquire who am I and you will get it. By inquiring who am I, you are getting it already mental conditions are so deep. Right? You are already buried in your whole conditioning. By just asking who am I, as if the mind will give the answer. Now the answer will come from within. How did it come? Already mind is covered so much of pollution. Right from childhood I am believing I am body. Right from childhood I am believing I am God. Practically I am God. Actually for every parents, child is God only. They look like child like a God only and are accustomed to that pampering and all. So you want the pampering from the world. All of us believe we are God. Please understand. Okay? In reality we believe we are God. Everybody should pamper me. One person if he doesn't look at you, you feel so disrespectful. He has not given attention to me. Because deep inside I have a feeling that I am God. But the problem is you are a false God. That's why Madhvacharya says, when Shvetaketu comes to Uddalaka tells him Tattvamasi. Madhvacharya says, he didn't say Tattvamasi. He said, you are not God. Tattvamasi. He scolded him. That's what he says. So when ego is boosted, everybody thinks is God. How to drop the ego? Okay? Can you drop the ego overnight? Just by somebody says you are the Brahman, you will drop the ego. Just by inquiring who am I, will you drop the ego? That's the question. The answer is, I don't know. For me, the conditionings are deep. To get rid of the conditioning, we have to do karma yoga, upasana, seva, shravana, manana, nidhyasa. So that's why people say, ask, inquire, who am I? Self-inquiry, you'll get it. How many people just got by self-inquiry? I don't know. And even if somebody says, I am Brahman by self-inquiry, I am not in a position to judge somebody there because everybody is God only. Everybody is behaving like God only, practically. Okay? So it's up to the individual to decide what is right for him. So there's a story in a story. A businessman loses his son and he keeps on searching for his son. After many years his servants find his son. He's a beggar. So they say, we'll go and tell your father. So then says, no, don't tell him. Okay? First give him some money so that let him start a business. Let him earn some self-respect. So he earns some self-respect. Then he will get an employee. So then he will employ more people. So he gradually gives confidence. Then after one day, he has become so successful, the businessman calls him and says, you are my son. At that time he is ready to accept. So unless you are losing your vasanas and samskaras, deep-rooted vasanas and samskaras, how you yourself can't accept I am Brahman. Okay? Self-inquiry will be always within the buried logic of I am the body, I am the mind, my vasana and samskara. It's a mental game. How do I come out of a mental game? Just by self-inquiry somebody can come out. So Ramana Maharshi says self-inquiry is a direct path. It's correct. But direct path, he'll put a disclaimer for evolved souls. So that's why our Upanishad says, Vedic literature, do karma kanda. You have some desires, satisfy them. You want a son, do this yajna. So the idea is to build your karma kanda is to build your discipline. Karma kanda is to build faith in the Vedic system. Do this upasana, I got son. Right? So then you come to gradually karma yoga, selfless service, chitta shuddhi. So in Gurukula, earlier 16 years was karma yoga.
Chitta Shuddhi. Okay? And Upasana. So Karma Yoga and Upasana will purify your heart. Then Jnana, you are mature for Jnana. So what happens in Gurukula, earlier days? In 16 years, Guru will observe, a Jnani Guru. If somebody has become free from all this Vasana and Samskara, he is so mature, then he can go to sannyasa directly. Okay? Till that time, he is not given Upanishad teaching. Upanishad is chanted, but Upanishad meaning is not told. Somebody who is ready for sannyasa right from brahmacharya, he is called, Guru calls him, now he can go to sannyasa. Then Brahmasutra is taught to him. And you do Vedanta study and become sannyasi. That's called Balya sannyasa. Now Balya sannyasa is taken without any maturity. That's another problem. So then, after going through Gurukula, after maturity, then some people have still vasana, but they know what is dharma. So Guru tells them, now you are ready for Grihastha ashrama. For person who is ready for sannyasa ashrama, Brahmasutra. For ready person who is Grihastha ashrama, Kama Sutra. Study Kama Sutra, then get married. No, without education, they don't do anything. So Kama Sutra study, they have to do before getting married. And Dharma Shastra. So they'll get Grihastha. Now Grihastha, he becomes mature, he can become sannyasi, Vanaprastha sannyasi. So it is not that maturity of a human being happens overnight. Certain level of maturity is required. Now Ramana Maharshi got enlightened just by asking question, who am I? Hare Baba, what Ramana Maharshi has done in many lifetimes? What previous sadhana has done in many lifetimes? What I am speaking today, I am an engineer like you, professional. But when I speak, whatever sadhana I have done in many lifetimes is coming at this moment. You cannot see that outside. So many people think, oh, just ask who am I, it will be done. But what has gone behind? Maybe it will be done also. Based on the person's maturity, it may happen also. But ultimately, it's the person who has to judge, am I mature enough? Is it for me at this level? Or I have to do something about it. So that what happens is like a mango is there on the tree. A crow comes and sits on the tree. The mango falls. It's called Kakataliya Nyaya. Okay? Very simple. Crow sits, mango falls. Sudden. Mango falls not because crow sits. Mango falls because it's ripe. So when the person is ripe, even a question of who am I is sufficient. Flip him. If a person is not ripe, he will not flip. No. The ripening process, where is the ripening process? Ripening process is Karma Yoga, Upasana, Shramana Nidhyasa is ripening process. No, I won't ripen. Okay. Prakriti will take care of you, no? A couple of million lifetimes will take care of you. Are you comfortable with that? Do it. Anyway, nature will take care of you. So, ultimately, people give n number of answers because they don't know. Right? It all depends on, for a mature seeker, just a touch is sufficient. Am I the mature seeker? I don't know. Do I feel comfortable that if somebody says Tattvamasi, you are done? No. You, deep inside, you feel, I need to do something. That's deep inside, Guru in you tells you what is to be done. You have to do that. Inner Guru functions all the time. And your outer Guru also in the house. You say, I am Brahman. The wife says, what kind of Brahman you are? Immediately, outer Guru will tell you are not Brahman. Immediately feedback is there. You have come to Brahman to low level. Right? To understand I am Brahman, to live as Brahman life, maturity is required. What, Nikhil? Agree? Disagree? Listening.
Yes. Maturity is required.
The maturity, life is maturity. But some people we see the sudden transformation, but what we don't see is the life, what has happened in the behind.
Like the
Bamboo. Whatever we are today is culmination of many, many lifetimes of maturity. To sit and hear, please understand, to sit and hear, listen to Vedanta talk or talk about this thing is not easy. Somebody who is not interested cannot handle 5 minutes, will run away. He will uncomfortable. To listen to this, you need some maturity. One day, there was a meditation class. At that time, I was in C. I was looking for a right meditation practice. I wanted to see is this practice, and the organizer was not known to me properly. I called the organizer. So I am working professional. I don't have any background on this system. Can I come? That lady, beautiful, his voice was, he is so compassionate. She said, my Guru, Baba said, whoever is destined to come to this session will come. Okay, that's the message for you. She kept the phone. Then that moment I decided I have to go there. And I was interacting with that lady for many years. Such a gentle and nice personality. See, ultimately where we are sitting and why we are sitting is all destiny. We see only effect. We don't see the cause. This lady is sitting in front of me last 15 years, taking care and making sure that all recording is done, reaches many people. It's not easy. Okay? To come to this level of service maturity, how many lifetimes you have taken for that service? I don't know. How many people get benefited? What punya you should get? We can't say. So we can see only the end point, but we can't see the whole picture. The whole picture only Ishvara knows, God knows. I told you, without not knowing anything, I came land up here. In office, I can have aspiration, right? Aspiration, junior engineer can become senior engineer, senior engineer, technical, become manager, become vice president, president. I can have career progression. Here, where I am and what I am doing, where is the career progression? I won't even imagine one day I'll sit and talk about Vedanta, right? What? And that Advaita Vedanta, where is this thing? No, it's just unimaginable. Even my wildest imagination, I can't imagine like that. So that's all I can say is grace. Huh?
It cannot be planned.
It cannot be planned. That's what I'm saying, grace. So grace is example, closest example of grace is somebody is a beggar, right? Sitting and begging, Baba, Bhiksha Dede, Bhiksha Dede. Every day gets some 1 rupee, 2 rupees. He is in a misery life. One day a rich man comes and sees him, gives him 1,000 rupees. I'll teach you a business, do this. He is uplifted from that. Otherwise he can't come out of that orbit. So grace is something which uplifts from one orbit to other orbit. Without the helping hand of God, nobody can come. That's what my understanding of life is. Sharanagati. That's why I live a life of Sharanagati. I won't even know what next moment what I have to do. Whatever God's will is there, I just live with that. What is my tiny mind can do? I understand here. Tiny mind understanding is based on what I see. Seen is 0.1%, unseen is 99.9%. For me, simple spiritual journey is grace. Nothing but grace. Spiritual sadhana is everything is do with karma yoga, bhakti yoga, kriya is surrender. Learn the art of surrender. Surrender ego, surrender karma, karma phala, do worship, everything you try to surrender. Now, then surrender, one who is surrendering also. Surrendering, the one who surrenders also should be surrendered. I can surrender something which I have. But finally, I have to surrender myself. No. Sadhana is required. Sadhana is self-effort is required. Because you have a sense of doership, you have a sense of enjoyship, you have a sense of you have to get rid of, whatever to the extent you can do, to the best of your ability, get rid of your vasana and samskara. But to go from one orbit to other orbit, the helping hand, the unseen hand has to work. That you can't force. You can't force God. You can only surrender to God. Whatever thy will shall be done. So only the
Some photon has to come. Hit you.
So the best word which I remember is Inshallah. God's will. Thy will shall be done.
Nikhil's famous.
Famous, Inshallah. But in the name of Inshallah, a lot of people do a lot of things. That's different.
In our thing also, the three Shaktis, Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. The Icha, I think that one you have to live. I mean, it has to be his will. Like you say, like I don't even want to ask because I don't know what to ask.
Yeah.
So, and you should not.
That's how my life has been. I never knew what to ask. Okay, only thing I had a clear concept that whatever has to happen in my life, God will know. That's the clarity. So that has led me to what I am today. No concept of enlightenment, no concept of liberation, no concept of mukti, no concept of scriptures, but unseen hand guides. But of course, to come to that level of understanding, I have taken many lifetimes of beating. That beatings also I remember. What all beatings I have taken. When
But to remember during those times of beating, that it is the grace, even when you are going through this, it is itself a grace.
It's a grace.
That is a grace.
see, what happens when life-threatening situation comes? All God, everything is forgotten. That's why people think I'm spiritual, I'm evolved, I'm enlightened. Okay? Perfectly alright. Somebody think I'm enlightened is perfectly alright. But test yourself in extreme situations. Dukkeshu anudigmanaha sukeshu vigataspa vitaraga bhayakroda sthitari manuchade. Your enlightenment, stability has to be there in extreme conditions.
He says it all the time.
What is that?
He says that is the only way you can get salvation. Without
I say there has to be an engineering test.
Engineering.
Annealing test.
Is it in? No. What is the test?
Correct.
If I come to know right now
Yes.
that I'm going to die in 5 months and miserable death for 5 months, will that affect me in any way?
Anyway.
If it is, will affect, I am nowhere. I'm here.
So you are coming from engineering background. That's called actually
Annealing.
test. It's called test. No, breaking the test.
Yeah.
So anything code or
These are
anything.
a thing called the torture box.
Torture box.
Annealing.
So
Annealing is like
anything,
extreme, both extreme.
anything you have to go to put through extreme test. Okay.
No test.
So these are the test case which makes the system fail. Unless I am tested thoroughly, how do I know I am perfect?
Yeah.
And many people live with the illusion that I am perfect. Many people will live with the illusion that I am Brahman. Okay.
And in this world,
In this world.
from what I see,
Yeah.
to know
Hmm.
I am not is a blessing.
Yes.
I know what I need to know. I am not anywhere there.
Yeah.
Still hanging.
Thank you.
The only issue is that, see, like, the only issue there is no guarantee that we are going to be faced with that, because we are blessed with good fortune, and then we, as he says, that we are kind of well-fed seekers.
Well-fed
See, unlike other seekers who have to beg for everything, we are well-fed. Everything is covered.
So,
see, in this comfort, we are spoiled.
we are always in the comfort zone.
Yeah.
And in the comfort zone, to say that a comfort zone to feel that I am good, I am Brahman is very good. Nice, nothing wrong with it. But when uncomfortable situation comes, what is my mental state? I have been put through extreme conditions. To sit and talk here, okay, I have gone through extreme ups and downs, upheavals, life threatening. But still I am very calm and peaceful. Then I know. Then only I spoke of test of time. I've been tested.
When we met in the cafe, I was only asking you one question after suffering. Did you suffer after that? Did you suffer after that? Did you suffer after that? When you went through your business, that guy coming with knives and all that, did you ever suffer?
Yeah.
Did you ever suffer? Through all that?
Yeah.
And no.
And what did they answer?
And you said, no, I didn't suffer.
Actually, I went through extreme suffering.
No, I mean, after that.
Extreme difficulties. I don't say suffering.
Yeah.
Even when that happened, I was calm.
Yeah.
And after that I was calm. And people ditched me. People stabbed me. I have no anger, no this thing. I don't have any emotions. I have just only love for them. It's not a cultivated love. Deep inside I feel
That's the real test.
that's real. So this is the test. So to sit where I am and do what I am doing, I have gone through what I call God's extreme tests. It's not easy. It's not easy. I mean, I can see myself in my conditions. I have taken 2 or 3 of my colleagues to Nimhans. That much of steel. One person is trying to commit suicide. So extreme conditions. Okay. But I was the one who is very peaceful. I handled it. So I know means deep inside I know. I have gone through the Agni Pariksha.
No, even a Shishya has to go through that.
Yeah.
Arjuna,
Arjuna.
being a Shishya,
Shishya.
it's not a guru, but then
And I have many
To
shishas.
receive that.
You have to go through. I have many shishas, okay? I put them through various small tests and I see how they cry. I create conditions where their life is very comfortable otherwise.
Okay.
So I put them, intentionally I put them through different circumstances. So that's the challenge of working with me. So they won't know when I'm putting what condition. Then they'll come and shout, why God made this way? That's why God is not, I am doing so much of work. Why is this? That's the whole idea. You have to understand where you stand. To that, your inner cleaning has to happen. Otherwise, there's no value for the Guru. Guru gives the teaching for coming out, and Guru also gives creates the conditions where your inner vasana and samskaras appear. I have one nice example I heard. See, this Kailas Manasa Yatra is there, right? Yatra is not a jatra. It's not a it's not sightseeing tour. It is actually endurance test. So why they did Yatra early days is endurance test. So a person has done good sadhana, then see your endurance. Adi Bhautika, Adevika, Adhyatmika. The three. It's called Yatra. Yatra means Yatana Traya. You have to subject yourself to Adi Bhautika, Adi. Now we are so comfortable. It's a package tour, right? Even AC is not working, we'll be uncomfortable. Okay. So really what happened in Yatra, in early days,
They won't even know whether they will come back.
they will come back. My grandfather did. My grandfather, he at the age of 60 plus, at that time the craving is to go to Kashi. I want to go to Kashi. So if I die in Kashi, it's well and good. If I come back, fine. That time they have to walk. So what he did is he donated all his land to temple. I may not come back. Then he walked and went to Kashi. It took him 2-3 years to come back. He survived and came back. So that time when they go, they'll pass on their will and everything, donate to temple, because they don't know whether they come back. And journey is not easy. So you have to, hotels are not there, beg food, sleep in somebody's place. In the process what happens, you subject yourself to challenges. Then you see other people's difficulty. So by the time you reach there, some maturity will come. Okay. So this is where your vasanas, you said I had a good life, I am already a good Jnana. But Jnana will be tested in the path. So then when you reach there, you take a dip in the Ganga. So Ganga, you feel good, and it is always in a naturally beautiful place, so you feel comfortable. Then that dip in Ganga is not complete. So what happens is this person, when he goes there, he has to stay in some ashram there. Okay? Because there is nowhere to stay. So he has traveled for 1.5 years, he will stay in ashram for 1 month. There some Mahatma will be there. So he will do some Atma Dana. So he will go, Vasana Kshaya will happen, and Atma Dana will happen, then he will come purified. This is the purification. Not a package to fly there, dip and come back. So what happens in this case?
The spirit is not there.
The spirit,
of
is not,
the yatra.
spirit of yatra is not there. So people want a comfortable package tour. What happened in our case? Kailas Mansur Yatra. Yatana is not for comfort. Yatana is to test yourself. Subjecting yourself to test. In fact, people undertake yatra after a lot of spiritual sadhana. Like Ayyappa. Before you go to Ayyappa Yatra, it's 10 days. So you do 40 days, you have to put yourself in some condition. Then Yatra, it's like sadhana has to be done. So I undertook Kailas Mansur Yatra. Before going to Kailas Mansur Yatra, more than 1 year, 1.5 years, I studied Shiva Sutra. Okay, wrote a book on Shiva Sutra, first book. So then we went to Kailas Mansur Yatra. And my children also came, young children. Actually, they were the first children to come to Yatra. Otherwise, children are not permitted at that time. Children are not allowed. So these children came. Then the person was standing was saying, what's happening now? Aged people are going to Singapore for picnic and children are coming to Yatra. And these children survived the Yatra. They were very comfortable. Otherwise, many people fell in. So in Yatra, what happened? One incident. There's a Gurukul where there are 40 Shishas. These 40 Shishas, let me Napoleon come. Pause. Oh, okay. This is one incident which I heard from my friend. From a Gurukula in Karnataka. 40 Shishas, they were the Veda students. They have studied with Guru for almost 16 years. In the final year, they have to go for a yatra. they went to Kailas Manasura Yatra. Like final year we have tours now. So for Gurukula, Yatra is for a holy place.
So they were not traveling with you when you went.
No, there is a separate, different group. We went in a separate group.
Somebody died from that group.
Died from our group, my group. The spirit of yatra we don't understand. It's not a package tour. Yatra means is a test of endurance. I have done my sadhana. Whether I am able to, my vasana and samskaras, how they will come out during a journey. That's why our yatra staras are in difficult places. High mountain, where you have to climb. And it's not easy, some of the yatras. Of course, modern day we have always facilities, helicopter and all. Others, yatra, if you go, you don't know whether you will come back, alive or not. That's yatra. Just waiting for Sampath to come back. So yatra is actually endurance test. So one story which I heard, real story, a Gurukula with 40 students. These 40 students in Karnataka, they studied thoroughly for 16 years with Guru, all Veda mantras, very well disciplined, very high quality students. As a final year tour, they have to have a final year tour, yatra. They decided to go to Kailas Manasura Yatra. Kailas Manasura Yatra is not easy. So especially the moment you cross Nepal border, the oxygen level go down. Cold weather is there, and there is no place for toilet. The food is dry. Food is very this thing. Okay, no right food, no toilet, no bath also. Once you wear the dress, you can't change that dress for 10 days. So what happens is that in that condition, mind will go to extremes. The moment they crossed Nepal border, these 40 disciples started abusing Guru. Mind, all vasanas are coming out. 16 years they were obedient students. So they rebelled against the master, which actually happened. Okay, 10 days they are fighting, shouting. They are all well disciplined, very sattvic students in the ashram. And 10th day they returned. The moment they crossed China border, Nepal border, they will be silent and peaceful. So this is what yatra. This brings out your true color. The life will always bring your true color, sir. That's what life is all about. Life puts you under fire.
Bangalore even ride from one place to
Right from one place to another place. So that's why our wisdom has to be tested. Not just like I am Brahman, Tattvamasi, that's not over. Dukeshu anadigmanaha, sukeshu vigataspraha, vitaraga, bhayakroda, stitari munyuchate. When dukkha is there, suffering, sorrow is there, you should not be depressed. When joy is there, you cannot get elated. Bhayakroda, fear and anger should go. Stitadi munyuchate, he has become stitapradna. So what I do, I give my many students service work. In service work, conflict will come. Ego to ego clashes. Right? This didn't work and that didn't, anxiety will come. So the whole purpose is to understand, evaluate myself to grow. Not because I want to achieve something out of that.
fire scale.
Huh?
Fire scale. You gave us.
I have given a scale called fire scale. Okay, how to evaluate yourself? So frequency, intensity, then recovery. So one husband and wife came to me. They both husband and wife studied with me under me for 6 months, say 8 months. We have improved a lot, Guruji. They're actually married for 30 years. So what is improvement? Last 30 years our life was hell. We fight with each other so much. Now we improve. Oh, now you stop fighting? No. We have not stopped fighting. Okay. Now earlier when we fight, one week we will not talk to each other. The moment you fight, I'll go and drop some vessels in the house, and this fellow will go and smoke something. So 1 week the contact is broken. Now we fight. 15 minutes we are back to normal. Okay. The intensity has come down. The frequency has come down. Earlier we used to fight every alternate week we used to fight. Now once in a while we fight. Frequency, intensity. then recovery rate will come out fast also, right? So this is what is sadhaka. For a gnani, see, it basically you will lose balance. You're like this. Any outer situation will make you lose balance. A adnani will lose balance like this. He'll fall for weeks together. A person spiritually seek, he'll lose balance and come back. His recovery rate is faster. For gnani, it's very little bit. He may little bit move, but he don't want to move. That's what gnani is. This is called fire scale. No, I have not evolved. I don't have any experiences. Ultimately, where do you stand on fire scale? Earlier you are falling like this. Now you are falling like this, like this, like this. Ultimately, stabilization has to happen. The center point. Huh? Siddha-pratna. Siddha-pratna also can go imbalance, but he'll recover very quickly. Because ultimately, sense organs and inputs are like that only. But he will not lose balance.
Here also, in this picture also is that, like in Nataraja, Dakshinamurti,
Yeah.
that so he used to look up
Yeah.
to the
Tirodhana Anugraha.
He is smeared in the samsara by that.
Sir, Anugraha is not there. The spiritual journey is not possible. That's called grace.
What is anugrah?
Grace. How does a blind man know there's something called light here?
The word itself means grah is to pull, to hold. So he has to
Anugraha means
lift. He has to lift.
you have to catch hold and lift. The
That
grace.
is that is the photon hitting you and giving you delta.
Delta. So if there's one learning of my life, non-doership, surrender, grace, service. And none of the spiritual achievements are your achievements. You can't claim anything. For that matter, anything in your life is not your achievement. Anything you can't claim. Anything you can't possess. You can't claim, you can't possess. You can have illusion of claim and illusion of question.
Even in practical world, there is some in cricket. There is one shot of Virat Kohli. It's called some shot of the century. Or something.
Okay.
So this India was supposed to lose in the World 20 recently, a year or two ago in Australia. We were some 32 or 4 or something like that, and then the win percentage in the until the last over was like some 3.6 or something like that. So then he had to hit couple of sixes in the next 2 balls, and the Pakistani bowler was like not giving him any room. So that ball was also played. So he said like, I don't know if you want me to hit that shot, I cannot do that. I mean, I have not done that. So it is like all the tapas or whatever word you want to call it of so many years. All those things came. I mean, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
even this is practical world.
Yeah. The wind speed is something. Some wind speed is required. So he is speaking of Virat Kohli shot. India-Pakistan match. Virat Kohli has to hit a couple of sixes. Very impossible situation. Because when he hit the sixer, bowling is very tough. So wind speed is also important. So Virat Kohli has such a good batsman. He says, I can't do it. All my practices. It's only the unseen hand. Because wind speed has to be proper. The ball, I should be able to face the ball. It's not my doing. It just happened, and he hit that it's called shot of the century. Virat Kohli shot.
The ball hit the high at the top end of the bat.
Yeah.
It was going high, and so like there is no way you could.
It is not. You can't make it happen. The conditions of life. See, basically, what happened as your mind becomes silent and surrendered, it becomes one with the universal mind. That's where grace happens. Grace means you see synchronicity, things happening by themselves. Just a recent example. Many examples I have seen. Recent example. We are trying to do artificial intelligence project for our this thing, right? Conversion of a lot of thousands of videos into multiple languages. The college is trying to do that, but they're lacking computing power. So computing power is very expensive. We don't have funds. College doesn't have funds. So we were trying to see, this work has to stop. What to do? Before we ask the question what to do, one machine, high-end computing machine was donated to the college from another college. So the problem was solved before the question is raised. So this is called grace. The solution comes before you have a problem itself. So that is called grace. Otherwise, if the problem is there and I have to work for a solution, it's called individual effort. So basically, we should learn how to dance with God. Once you surrender, you can learn how to art of dancing with God, the grace.
Maybe I think the answer is there. Maybe you can explain that. Icha Sakti Kanya Kumari. So your wish and the divine will, they coincide. There is no.
So basically, we have three powers: Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. Icha Shakti gives us desire. Okay. So Jnana Shakti operates what to do, and Kriya Shakti how to do. Icha, Jnana, Kriya Shakti work together. Now Icha Shakti is our will, and most of the time our Icha Shakti is our selfish will. I want this, I want that. It's called limited to I, me, mine. So when the Icha Shakti is I, me, mine, the divine will say, you work for that now. Your ego is working now, work for that. But because of some grace, you start working for, not for selfish reason, it's for Loka Kalyana, Lokahita, genuinely, not because of a surface level. You start working with a surrender. Then there's no my Icha and God's Icha. There's no difference between Icha of individual and Icha of Bhagavan. Okay? So then it's only one will, which is God's will. No, is there a God's will only? There's a concept there only, inshallah, God's will only. Now we are saying only when I surrender, only God's will is there. There's a difference. That difference I'll tell you later. So when you surrender, there's no my will and God's will. Then work which you do is not for selfish reason. It's for Loka Kalyana, service. Not that we will change the world, but your attitudes of service, attitudes of love. It's not that what is the result you measure. It's what is your heart. So then what happens? Ishvara's heart is of love. So the Icha of Ishvara, Icha of Jiva becomes one. Then lot of what you call synchronicities happen. The solutions will come from unseen places. Grace is events and things happening in your life without asking for it, but leading to your evolution. You cannot ask also. Sometimes you don't even know the solution. But you know the problem, but you don't know the solution. But the solution can come in unseen, unknown ways. So that's called grace. This is called synchronicity. So that will happen when I, me, mine, ego is less, or you are working for service. This is what we see when you do service. This is called God's play. The entire work is God's play. The moment I, me comes, what happens? Anxiety will come, stress will come, the fear will come, and your individual effort will come. I only achieving it. Okay, non-doers is important. So this called God's will functions through many people. One example is Amritamaya Ashram. So one doctor in California, he received a note from mother. So his mother is cancer. So terminal, third stage of cancer. So then son took a holiday and came to India. By the time he comes, the cancer report is normal. And said, Amma has blessed. That's why it's okay. So this guy go and meets Amma. He says, I want to do service for you. What should I do? He resigned in California and he wants to do service here. So Amma said, go build a hospital, modern hospital. Where? She showed a place. And he goes there, the place is full of water. Okay? It's not a place you cannot build. So then, before he realizes many people do come there, they remove the water and the place is made leveled. Then they start building a hospital. Money is coming, fund is coming from somewhere it will come. So then the hospital has requires very modern equipments, very sophisticated equipments. The cancer X-ray machine, this thing. So no money, Amma. It will come when it's required. So you build the room. Room is built. By the time the machine comes. See, in the in, in the divine plan, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. If I solve it, I have to solve linearly. In the universal mind, it's everything is solved in one shot. So the grace, the ultra modern Abradana hospital is built in Kerala, and another hospital is built in Faizabad, North India. Government cannot build it. So much of expensive.
Biggest hospital.
Huh?
Biggest hospital.
Biggest hospital.
Delhi.
A ordinary, forget about this thing. Grace only can build it. When building X-ray machine is required, X-ray machine will come. When MRI scanning machine has to come, you don't ask anybody also. So this is called grace at the ultimate. Right? When Amritananda was doing sadhana, she was thrown out of the house as a young girl. She used to chant God's name bhajans. It was not tolerated in the community. This girl has gone mad. She was thrown out. She goes and seashore, dances and sings God's name. And when she's hungry, one eagle will come and drop one fish into her mouth. When he wants to sleep, a dog will come and become her pillow. When he is thirsty, one cow will come and pour milk into her mouth. The grace. Okay, the universal consciousness works, but we don't give an opportunity to universal consciousness. I want to do something about it. Give a God an opportunity, I have given a God an opportunity in your life. You don't see, you are so obsessed with the work that yes, I want to achieve something, forgetting that I am the instrument of God. When you become instrument of God, universal consciousness operates through you. That's the magic, the grace.
And that Virat Kohli thing, it was on the Diwali Eve. And lots of people wrote to him after that you don't know what you did. It was
fantastic.
Yeah, we thank you from the bottom of the heart. So many thanks for pouring. Because he, as a batsman, as a most skilled person at that point of time, he did not know. He said, like, I was saying that I have to hit a six. That's all. How to hit a six? What? I mean, I had no clue. But after that, he was woefully out of form.
Yeah.
Because when he thinks it, when the honor is given, he couldn't do it for a very, very long time.
So Virat Kohli's example is saying, I'm just telling for the sake of, because it's not. So there was Deepavali day, India won the match, and everybody congratulated the Virat Kohli. But Virat Kohli has no clue how he did it. All his experience, he cannot do it. So something, an unseen hand which operates. So that's why I'm saying intention is called sankalpa. So when you Ichha Shakti was for selfish reason. Okay, the sankalpa is called for my own sake, me. There is less scope for God. God is only support. Okay, any activity support. When Ichha Shakti is for Loka Kalyana, service, it comes from a pure heart. So God is not support. God is a soul. Right now you are the main and God is support for your personal work. Right? I am doing and God can support me. But when the Ichha Shakti is for dedicated, you have surrendered and you are working for Loka Kalyana as a blessing of God, as with the surrender mode, then there is no role for you. Only God has a role to play through you. You become the instrument. So then I call such sankalpa, such intention, I call Shuddha Sankalpa. Means you are coming, doing with a pure mind. Shuddha Sankalpa becomes Satya Sankalpa. Satya Sankalpa means Ishvara's will. Your will, you call as your will, I do want to do this, becomes Ishvara's will. Okay? Then there's no role for you. You are just an instrument. Ishvara plays through you. So all our life you have to understand how to live that state. Ishvara plays through me. That's called living with God.
There's another place where what you say becomes true.
That's
Amavasya becomes Paurnami.
That's called
Abhirami Bhatta.
Satya Vak. So Vak Shuddhi. There's something called Vak Shuddhi. So Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti and Vak Shakti. Vak Shakti is Saraswati. With when you are purified, when you have become pure internally, when you live your life surrendered, the words which come through your mouth and God's words are same. It will manifest in the reality. It's called Vak Shuddhi, Vak Siddhi. Night can become day, day can become night in Vak Siddhi. Mukam karoti vachana.
So all that you say, Ishvara's grace happens then we have this aspect of kamya karma also, right?
Yes.
So all this doesn't work there, right?
So, in Kamya Karma, Sankalpa works or not? So, all of us have family life, we have a family life, we need to take care of our family. Loka Kalyana we can do, but we have two components. What is Loka Kalyana and what is Kamya Karma? For my life, I have to do something, no? I have to go and earn. When God come and earn for me, tomorrow who will give the salary? Will God give the salary? I have to do something for myself, no? Yes, you have to do.
In this local we also have experience.
Correct.
Like million times.
Correct.
But does that apply to?
No, I'm saying.
Feeling guilty to ask anything kamya.
So in Kamya Karma, how does it apply? My Sankalpa and God's Sankalpa. In Kamya Karma is Kamya Karma. My own selfish desire, I have to do. Kamya Karma is governed by your Prarabdha Karma and your effort which you put. Your effort you put, Prarabdha Karma decides the phala of the Kamya Karma. Your intentions of Sankalpa, please understand, your intention of Sankalpa has a value. Okay? But you have to understand the value of the intention. Any intention we give to the universe will manifest. The question is, it will manifest today, tomorrow, after 10 years, after 100 years, after 100 lifetimes. Intention you put in the universe is a seed. It will grow. Okay? So every thought, every intention in the universe is like a seeding. It will manifest. The question is, it will manifest. When it will manifest? That will manifest based on your prarabdha karma. It will manifest. No intention will go waste. No sankalpa will go waste. The question is when. So I want it now. Your now and God's now are very different. So Kamya Karma is governed by Prarabdha Karma and your effort.
Let us not see big pictures, Prabhuji. Right now, today I am here. If I have to sit here peacefully and listen to your talk, someone should take care of somebody there at home, right?
Correct.
Did my son take medicine or did he take this? It's coming.
So
I did not surrender. Is what I'm
no. So I am sitting here and listening, but I also, as a mother or housewife, I have some duties at home. Whether they're happening properly or not. Correct? There is some thought process which is going on. Now, to ask for grace in this, is it too much? Because I am only doing participation in God's satsanga.
not asking this. So does that mean that I didn't surrender? If I had surrendered, I wouldn't have been thinking about my
Yeah, if you are surrendered, the mind will be calm. In surrender, there is no agitation in the mind. In surrender, you know that right things are happening at the right time. That's called surrender.
No suffering, no suffering.
No, or whatever happens is the right thing.
And whatever happens is the right thing also.
And if I want something, it may not be the right thing actually to ask for.
Yeah.
Sometimes the sankalpa will be honored, but then it may not be the right thing to
Yeah,
ask for.
because I have a sankalpa, I have an intention, it will be fulfilled, but not the way I want it. Because my understanding, my want may not be the best thing for situation.
What good? Somebody taking a medicine is the best thing.
No, I'm saying.
What else can we?
I'm saying
Practically
our logic is very limited. The magic is much beyond our logic. Okay, our logical mind is less than 0.5%. Forget left logical brain; it is actually 1%. Right brain is much more powerful; it's million times more powerful. And what we see with this, all this is a small percentage. All that we can say is we do our best. Okay, and leave the rest to God. But don't rest because God only will do. Try to do your best and stop your mental agitation, understanding God will take care.
No, this Vichara Shakti Kanyakumari has a lot of deeper this thing there. The Vichara doesn't stop because she remains Kanya. She remains in the south of India as Kanyakumari only all through life. She's never going to.
Ichha Shakti is Kanyakumari. It's called Kanyakumari. Kanya means she is always young. Ichha Shakti will never become old. It is always desires will keep on coming.
And she doesn't get frustrated. Her tapas is
So that's life.
For Kanyakumari, you also gave a different interpretation.
I gave a different.
Because it's always young because they made a
So the Devi, she is called Kanyakumari for another reason. So the Devi is nothing but Prakriti, nature. Nature is eternally new because it keeps on renewing itself. Nature, something dies and something new comes up. Nature is never becomes old. So tree is there. The tree is becoming old and disappears, but some other tree will come up. The Prakriti or Devi, Shakti, is called Kanya, eternally new and eternally changing also. That's the nature of Prakriti. Devi is called Kanyakumari because eternally young. In nature, after million years also, the renovation process continuously happens.
Shiva Sutra, is it Ichha Shakti Kanyakumari or Ichha Shakti Uma Kumari? There are other Uma Kumari.
I don't remember, I have to check out.
This
I didn't read all of it.
Ichha Shakti,
Only
Kanyakumari, I
one
think
thing
is the right word.
Yeah, so this is one thing that stuck.
For me, Kanyakumari means eternal new. Eternal because it regenerates itself. The desires also keep on regenerating itself.
It's like the
Yeah, that's why you said even, I mean, in that context you said Krishna is never shown as old person.
Ah.
He's always
Yeah, Bhagavan Krishna is always young, eternally young. Because Atma never becomes old. The body becomes old. So Krishna never becoming old is because of Atma. Ichha Shakti Kanyakumari is because of Prakriti. Prakriti also never becomes old. It is always constantly renovating.
So this Nandi, Nandi's gaze is always on the
Shiva.
Shiva. Ever ready to
Do
and listen and obey.
Okay.
Eternal.
Eternal patience.
Yeah.
And you see the Nandi's grace in the Kashi temple, right? Kashi temple, only clue which is given is Nandi. Nandi is looking at the
Because they
Shivalinga.
didn't know.
No.
Because of Nandi, we were able to find which direction.
Which direction Shivalinga is there?
Because the architecture is
Yeah, actually they didn't
Agama is like that.
didn't destroy Nandi because see all the temples are constructed after these things are constructed after destroying the temple. The purpose is they don't destroy the temple fully. They want to keep the heartburn in the people,
Yeah.
irritated. So Nandi is not destroyed.
to know that
It was there. You remember this? It's like my power. I can do what I want. Right. So, John, okay. Shall we go get up for lunch?
Yeah.
Yes, no. You get up for lunch? Okay. For people on Zoom, we're closing for lunch. Any questions? Anybody? Hema, Gaumati, Satyavati.
No, sir, nothing. Clear.
Okay.
Hari Om Guruji. Thank you for your time.